Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMega4.
Welcome to the GRG podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. The GRG podcast is live, and listen, just listen. I'm looking at all these individuals in here tonight. Some are pretty spry, some aren't. Some might be at the hospital right now doing some devious things to some innocent person. We have no idea. And then, of course, on the left of me, we have a PlayStation stand that is getting ready to sign over and come join the green team. It is just a matter of time. And I have lots and lots of patience. But regardless of that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it going. I am so excited to talk about the topics that we have today. And so, you know what? This person is definitely not a guest. But you know what? He did come in through the side door. I will not say back door. Pause. I will say from the side door.
He definitely came through the back door.
No, not on here. He did. Not on maybe where you came from. I don't know. But anyway, what's up with you, Don? How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. I just figured, I can always stretch the camera for Dark Anonymous just to make sure I have the proper headspace. Do it correctly, right? I mean, we're so small on the screen anyways, it doesn't matter. But no, it's been a long time since I've done some podcasts. I've been busy with my own stuff, and occasionally you have to unplug from that, do something else. Same with podcasts. And sometimes you have to unplug and go game, right? It goes both directions. But no, it's good to be here. It's been a while, man. Been a while.
Oh, yeah.
So
it has been a while. Glad to have you back on. Yeah, we got to get ready to talk about get some Devin the Gamer going here soon, because there's some things, and I mean, I'm going to ask you a couple of things tonight, but when we do Devin the Gamer, go in full deep detail about some stuff within the industry, because it is getting crazy out there. It definitely is. Let's move on to the person over there. Let's move his camera up to him as he's looking very spry and excited.
That's because I'm going to be leaning back a lot, and I don't want to be too far away from the camera.
Man, don't worry about it. I know that Loke beat them legs today. It's all right.
Yeah, okay.
So what's going on with you?
What's up?
What's going on with you?
Oh, just kicking it with the family, really. I beat Cocoon yesterday. That was a fun game.
Really? Okay.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, that was real nice. Starfield, I'm on like my 4th playthrough right now of that.
Dang.
I need to do my first.
Right, same.
Well, right now, the thing is like, okay, I'm you gotta play it. You just gotta play it.
He's got 11 episodes in.
Because I'm getting to I'm trying to get to a certain point to where then I can just stop going to New Game Pluses just so I can literally just build like a city or something. But I'm chasing something right now first.
All right. He said he's chasing something, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds like he's chasing sheep because he sounds tired, ladies and gentlemen. Give this man a break. Give this man a break. Oh my goodness. Anyway, man. All right, let's move on up to the man that has the Xbox 360 shirt. I Don did bring it up, but I mean, it's the era of the Series X and S. Why are you wearing a 360 shirt, Sir X Man?
I still represent old school. Deal with it.
I was the one that brought that up. I don't know why you confused me with Don.
Oh.
I didn't say Don.
No. I said that. See, no, I didn't say that. And
we all look the same, right?
No.
Yeah, all us white people look the same.
No. You're not even white.
Remember, you're not white. You're 3% black. Remember?
You're 3% black. Right. You're like 80% Latino, and like you're like 10% white. But now you just said you was white. Okay, that's fine.
You probably got a little Spanish in him too.
I have Spanish in me for sure. Yeah, I have. Yeah,
he's already leading into the Bungie topic.
Yeah, he's already. Yeah, see, here we go, Juneteenth all over again. Anyway,
is it?
Oh man, no, let's not talk about that. All right, but Sir X Man, what's going on with you, man? How you been?
Longhorn's gonna win.
Enjoying Forza on PC or console. Just trying to configure some things out with the wheel and pedals, and I'll be good to go.
All right. We'll definitely talk about some Forza here in a little bit. We're moving on over there to Viper. He's muted, but I don't know if he has himself muted on purpose or if he.
Yes, I have myself muted on purpose.
Go back to mute it. Go back to mute it. I like the piece.
Oh my goodness! Nope. We have to have the venomous one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that we might get some Darth Sidious. You know what I'm saying, to come in here. So is it Darth Venomous? I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty funny. Whoever said that.
Darth Venomous.
Right now, I'm going to not be the evil one because I have to be very nice because I'm currently doing some CNA work right now. So. So I have to be nice. I can't be mean. So yeah.
Ham's throwing the devil sign right now. He's over here chanting for you.
And he's taking pictures for his only feats.
He is.
No, I just know this weekend the river will be red.
Oh yeah.
It will be maroon.
It will. The river will be red
because there will be
victory.
So many Oklahoma boys laying in the river.
Don't let me switch hats. I'm over here wearing this Brooklyn hat. I'm over here wearing this Brooklyn hat for
yeah, you better rep something else.
See, you messed up. You messed up. But I'm going to let y'all know why I do like this hat. But anyway, okay, Viper, how you been? What's going on with you, man? Have you been gaming on anything here lately? I will get back to you, sucker. Don't worry about that.
I am almost done with Sea of Stars. My God, that game the story is fantastic. I'm glad that there is now the new update for Redfall. So after I'm done with Sea of Stars, I'm jumping into Redfall. And I've also been playing some Lies of P. Yes, it's very, very difficult, but I'll try to, soldier on.
All right. And then
pony up.
He said, uh-oh. He said
he's looking for trying to piss him off.
I'm an X-bot, not a pony.
Oh my goodness. And last but not least, we have Dark Optimus, the one and only that is about to become part of the green team. It is just, like I said, a matter of time. Dark Optimus, what's going on? What Xbox game have you been playing?
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Actually, I dropped Baldur's Gate 3 for now. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Really?
Once
Okay.
I'm done with Mirage, I'll go into go back into Baldur's Gate 3 until Spider-Man, and then once Spider-Man comes out, I'll probably go Baldur's Gate 3 again, because where I'm at right now in Baldur's Gate 3, like there's so much stuff that I still want to do yet that I'm just like, okay, I want to get into some other games first and then come back, because I know Spider-Man and Assassin's Creed aren't very long games, so I could knock those out within like the next couple days probably. Not Spider-Man, because that's later on, just like 2 weeks from now, but the Assassin's Creed I can knock out within like maybe this week sometime, then jump back into Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, man, just having fun playing games, working.
Nice. All right. Excellent. All right. And if anybody wants to know what this game is that's in the background that's playing, it is a game that caught my interest. It's an indie. It's called Mystic Force. It looks like something from when they showed the trailer, looked like something from He-Man. It's like they got the cartoon. It looks like a cartoon.
That's
Yeah.
that one that looks like He-Man.
Yeah. That's it. That's the gameplay for that. I've tried 2 characters so far. It is a 4-player co-op. It seems like it's fun for what it is. I mean, it's not nothing over spectacular or anything, but it's a really cool indie. If anybody wants to, you got a little spare change to want to go ahead and try it out, I would recommend it. Go ahead and support the indie people, the people making these indie games.
What kind of game is it?
It is it's a multiplayer. You can play it solo, as you can see, but it's a multiplayer like dungeon type of game where you kind of level up. It's got like an arcade feel to it, where you go so far, you gain powers, you level up, and then you play against you fight against boss. Now the boss beat my ass because I didn't know how to heal. I just kind of jumped in because I just downloaded it and just wanted to get some gameplay to show. But yeah, no, it's fun. Like I enjoy it for what it is. Like it's not nothing, like I said, over spectacular, but I think for indie game, yeah, it's pretty cool. Now the game that I really wanted to show, which I haven't yet, which you'll see it next week, I think I'm gonna stream that, and that's Thunder Ray. That's that boxing game that looks like I didn't get time. Yeah, it looked like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I haven't got a chance to download it yet, so I'm going to download it after the show. So definitely looking forward to jumping on that. But anyway,
is that in Game Pass?
No, that game you have to buy it. So listen to you. As a person that didn't like Game Pass, listen to you.
Thirsty ass.
Listen. The thirst
it's
trap.
Not a Game Pass, then
ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time. What's going on with you still? What's happening? Everybody out there, go share this out. Let everybody know that we're alive. Yeah, Game Pass is changing, especially, and I'm looking at Game Pass, the Game Pass offerings for this month, and that is From Space, Like a Dragon Ishin, Forza Motorsport, and the Dark Tide, the Warhammer Dark Tide, which was on PC first. Now it's on consoles.
Is at the end of the month too.
Hey, Dark, tell me how are those movie offerings? Over there, bro. They pretty good. I heard there are some pretty good movies over there. Gran Turismo.
Oh,
right.
I was like, I didn't know what you were talking about. I was all like, movie offering, no movies going. We're on strike, okay? Everybody's on strike, all right?
You can't
people call it vacation.
Yes.
Yeah, right, Don? Vacation.
You need to change your gamer tag to unemployed is what you need to do.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Gran Turismo was awesome, man. Honestly, I watched it. I thought it was a fantastic movie, to be honest. Definitely, they took a true story that happened with because it's a lot of it's pretty on par with what actually happened. So it was pretty good, man. I liked it. I thought it was a fun movie.
Good deal. But He was basically talking about the PlayStation doing.
Yeah, I know, because
as what as the CEO,
they're doing more movies than they are doing games.
Yeah, but what's crazy is that I as the CEO of PlayStation, if you don't recall last week, that was one of my perks. And PlayStation did it. It was pretty wild.
They did it. That was wild, dude. When
that's wild.
Like, what was it like? The next what?
It was like 2 days after
Tuesday.
Yeah,
wasn't it like Tuesday or something like that?
Yeah,
they
like
were
2-3 days later.
It was just like, dang. I was like, K Mega called it again.
K Mega, we're going to after you to Dark Optimus's life coach.
Maybe.
That's where this is going right now.
That's what it sounds
like. Horrible life.
No, you'll be absolutely fine.
You have a horrible life.
Boomer. But anyway,
let's coach you right into the gutter.
Before I'm worried look on his face is like, oh,
yeah, I know. Before I get to the first topic, I do want to say this. This is why I'm wearing this hat right here. I sit there and I had to call my boy Lemon because I knew that he was in some trouble. I didn't know to the extent. I just thought his old crazy ass did too much. Brooklyn, walking and talking and chewing on bacon fat or some shit, and then just it then needed an IV because he was too much mustard on his pizza and all that salt that made his ass sit there and he needed some fluids. But no, when I talked to him, he called me this morning. He's still at the hospital, so shout out to him, man. Get well. And that's why I'm wearing this Nats hat, man. You know what I'm saying? Repping. You know what I'm saying? For you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna throw up that Brooklyn thing y'all do with y'all's eyeball because I'm not from there. So, but you know what I'm saying?
He said he's getting better. He said he's getting better.
The Block Brother stuff, you know what I'm saying? So Brooklyn, shout out to you, man. Go take care of yourself, man. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, from what the stuff that we talked about. But man, shout out to you. All right, very first topic, man. You know what? I'm just going to get into this, and then I'm going to get into talking about Forza and talk about Forza and Mirage after this. But I do want to, because since Don is here, I do want to talk about the Bungie and the Naughty Dog situation, because to me, these are odd. And again, while the media is being the media, matter of fact, they got caught in 4K today. Over here talking about Redfall, and then Redfall gets that. We'll talk about Redfall here in a little bit, but Bungie is getting sued. That came out yesterday.
Tragic.
Yeah, tragic. They're getting sued from a former employee. And now also
Bungie's a mess right now.
Man, and also Naughty Dog, The Last of Us 2. They're making a remake. The next game that's coming from Naughty Dog is a remake again after they did another remake last year, and it's not Factions. Seems like Factions is in a really crazy situation. The head person that was working on the game, or somebody that was like high up, they left. The game is Jason Schreier said that the game is pretty much dead on arrival. That is that's something that we don't officially know yet, but we haven't heard anything, we haven't seen anything. So Don, let's break this down, man. I got to go to you first. First, let's talk about Bungie, and then we'll get in and move on to Naughty Dog. What is going on right now with Bungie? Even after, seems like, and I know these things happened before Sony purchased them, but maybe this was one of the reasons why maybe Xbox kind of, maybe just let them go ahead and go do their thing. And is it now looking like maybe Activision wasn't so much the bad guy as we all thought at that time when Bungie left?
What's the context? Because there's a lot to cover on Bungie.
Well, I mean, just pretty much just what's going on with this whole situation. Bungie's getting sued. They're over here taking over PlayStation's multiplayer. They're looking and saying that these things are a mess. But it, like, PlayStation seems like to be in flux right now. Like, they're trying to do these games as a service. Bungie's going ahead and trying to take over to do this, but they having problems of their own. I understand that they're big boys. They've been in the business for a very long time, but they got a lot of pressure on them because Sony wants to deliver on these games. They have to in order to keep up with the times. What's going on with your thoughts?
Well, let's cover the case. I try to be as neutral as possible. I used to do PI work before I worked in the game industry. And the problem with one of my experience with PI work and talking to people is there's usually you have to work on the premise of you're innocent until proven guilty. That's the system we have. It's something we have to remind people of. But people tend to have very little patience for people that truly are guilty. And that's the reason why that motivates people to get really frustrated in situations like this, right? So my experience from doing PI work, states like Washington, states like California, Oregon, the whole entire West Coast, it's usually about a 40% rate that I see that people find substantial evidence to prosecute towards basically a claim of discrimination of any type, right? So maybe sexual misconduct, it may be discrimination because of someone's skin color, gender, whatever it may be. In regards, it's quite high actually. It's the reason why a lot of those laws were first pushed there, because they have a real problem with it in that area. Places like Midwest, stuff like that, usually it's about 20% where you can find substantial evidence to support those claims, right? So it doesn't mean there's not a higher percentage of that stuff actually going on, but that's usually what you'll see. And I hear this about a lot of studios, right? And I don't comment on a lot of them, because I don't really know what is hearsay and rumor mill in regards to that stuff, and what stuff is real. But I mean, me from like when we talked about Activision stuff early on. Right. I said, why wouldn't you work for Activision? I wouldn't even do freelance work for them. Right. And the reason why is because of the allegations. I don't want to be involved around that shit. When that shit's going around, you just don't want to be involved in that environment, right? Like, I may have different feelings and views than a lot of other people that I may work with, but at the end of the day, I do want to work in a place where we're all treated equally. Right. And so Bungie, I've heard a lot about this stuff. It's not the first time, and I know it seems like you can jump on the bandwagon and stuff like that, but the reality is I've heard a lot of reports. All the way, and to be honest with you, all the way back to the Microsoft days when they were still under Microsoft's window.
Right.
So that's that kind of outcast nerd culture, the negative side of it, right? Where people don't know how to socialize outside of their bubble, and then you got issues like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if these claims are true, but the same token, I have to operate in
right,
innocent till proven guilty in regards. But I've heard a lot of claims like that. It's not surprising. I don't know how substantial they are. This is what kind of pisses me off about the regular media that we have today, right? They could be investigating these things. I'm not the only one who hears about this shit, right? In the industry, right? So they talk to people on a regular day basis, and don't report on rumors. Do some actual journalism. Look into it. This is shit you care about in California. Look into it. Be legitimate. They were complacent, like with all the Activision shit, all the media groups in these particular states. Yeah. So like, are you for that? And then you just want to jump on the bandwagon because it gets you attention? It is very questionable from the media side of things. And then I think honestly, Bungie was bought for a reason from Sony. And to be honest with that deal is shitty as Sony got. I don't think it's worth the asking price that Bungie asked for. But the purpose of Bungie is basically to help create games as a service within the studio structure within Sony. In regards to that, that's what leads into factions. Their job is to try to make that content not just fun but sticky as possible, right? Like get people to keep coming back for it. Otherwise, it can't be a games as a service if there's no reason to keep coming back. If you get where I'm going with that.
Oh yeah, right.
And what's interesting is Bungie learned that from Activision. Why did they sign an original contract with Activision? Because they know how to make RPG elements to keep people engaged, right? So it's a little bit downstream. So the whole Bungie working with Sony Studios, it's downstream from Activision and what they've learned from Activision. If you look at like Destiny, you look at like Diablo, you look at any RPG stuff that's done from the Activision side, obviously it's seems very cookie cutter from that, right? Because that's where they learned it all from. So
yeah, now like I said, we'll break down the Naughty Dog thing too, but I got to go to everybody else and ask them about the situation. So I want to go to you on this one, Dart, next. Now, there's something that I don't know if any of you guys remember, but going back to what Don was just saying, just bringing up about like this seemed like their history. Now remember, 343 got in trouble because of the Juneteenth things, because of that monkey thing that they posted. Come to find out that was old code that was from Bungie. Now, again, still doesn't excuse what 343 did by posting that. Like, that still stands, that they should have better people in the room to understand, like, oh yeah, that's not cool. Juneteenth is very serious. So that's still an L for 343. But if that code was still there or whatever from back, and that was a Bungie deal, and now you have this situation, because it's from what it says is that as a report, Bungie HR manager back in May in 2022, she asked a few months ago to investigate the performance of an employee, and they said, according to her, they said the black employee in the team of 50, and felt that he was being singled out by a supervisor because of his race. Long story short, she was fired for speaking up for the black employee, and that's why she's suing. So, Dark, your thoughts?
I don't really know this story too much.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't really look into it as much. The only thing I knew was whatever you guys, kind of shared. And I was just like, okay. It's like this stuff is still going on.
He put it in the Twitter timeline, Dark. You can read up on it there.
Oh, well, I mean, it's too late now, Sir X-Man. Right?
Yeah, Sir X-Man.
All right.
Yeah,
that's why we got a host. He breaks it down for him. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I had no. I mean, I don't really know what your question is. What do you want me to?
Just break down the whole situation that's going on with Bungie right now. Just particular Bungie. Then we'll talk about Naughty Dog next. But I just this whole thing where Bungie is doing all this stuff with PlayStation. This has got they have a lot of things that they got to take care of. On top of them getting sued by this, like Don was saying, this is a serious deal out there in California. It may not have been if they were in Texas, Oklahoma, or Alabama or something like that. But again, with these kind of allegations on them, on top of the fact that they got the pressure of holding Sony up for the next 10 gas games, then it seems like everything is in flux right now.
The from what Don, kind of said was that, Bungie and Sony got the bad end of the deal, right? Of
in my view,
Bungie.
Yeah.
Sure. Which, I mean, you're absolutely. I think you're on point on that, because they basically are like stating that we could still make games, for any console, anything that we want, and then their price tag for Bungie was, I think, ridiculous too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, this whole situation coming to light is kind of, it's not the same as like what went on with Activision, but with these allegations that go on, we're going to continue to hear this stuff. There's going to be a continuous thing of this type of behavior going on in the workplace, and it happens a lot also in the film industry as well, where there's things that go on that shouldn't go on, and people speak up about it. But luckily, with people,
indicative let me ask you this though: do you think it's indicative? Because it's an entertainment problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously we're focusing on Bungie, but
I mean it's more than just an entertainment problem. I mean it's happening everywhere.
But
right?
There's a more concentration in the entertainment area, I would say. And it seems to me that these people that are guilty of these sort of things don't interact with people outside that are different than them outside of work.
Right.
That's a commonality that I personally see. So
right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think I see a lot of people who associate themselves with a certain group outside of work tend to act exactly like that certain group inside of their workplace, right? Because they think, because a lot of people bring bring it's kind of like the opposite of bringing your work home. They bring their homework to work, right? They bring their home to work, and then they just expect, everybody to just kind of basically grovel at their feet, right? And that's not the case, right? Like we're here to work, we're here to get things done, we're here to put, not only money in our pockets, but also, make a product that people can enjoy and people can, really have a lasting um affection towards, so it's definitely a crazy situation because it's going to continue. We're going to continue to hear about these allegations like that. Maybe not so much will we hear the same allegations, but we'll hear, sexual harassment. We'll hear, racism. Hear, sexism. We'll hear, different. There's going to be so many different allegations because now, with the way that that social media is and the way that people are able to kind of prove that these things are happening to them and happening around them, it's becoming a lot easier for people to prove like, hey, yeah, you did say this, or yeah, you did do that. So, I think, people that associate themselves with a certain group um should should definitely probably shouldn't even be in the workplace at all. Like, I mean, they shouldn't even be there because we're not unless they can completely
mask what
mask what
yeah
what their true quote unquote true intentions are or whatever. Then they have no reason to be there at all because it's unprofessional. It's completely um you know it makes us look bad, right? It makes me and people like me and Don look bad because we work in those environments, right? We work in the entertainment environment. So people get wind of this and they're like, oh, well, then everybody's like that. And it's like,
right
no, we're not all like that.
Well,
We're not.
it's both though. It's fake allegations and real allegations, both of them, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's the truth and the lies. They're both make the entertainment world look bad, and you get people that are put in there to, hey, I'm the guy that, like, or a guy or gal that's supposed to curb all this, like, sort of thing, and like they have a degree in college for, I guess, anti-racism is the best way I would describe it for these HR teams.
Yeah.
And they suck. They suck at their job too. They're just as bad, or if not worse, in regards to that, because they don't socialize outside of that. Like, they're told by somebody, kind of in an ivory tower, how to view and how to think. And, sometimes there's friction when people are different, right? Like, when I'll use me and Megan, when we first met, right? We're trying to fill each other out. Like, is he going to go off on something?
Really? Huh?
Or if he, or is Don going to speak out of pocket? But that's the normal interaction with a lot of people that come from different backgrounds, and you learn to work through it, right? You learn it's messy, it's grimy, it takes time, but I think it's essential to be able to do that on regular basis, you may have different views. And then when you come into the work environment, you can learn how to be professional with others that you don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
Well, remember, she's only been there 5 months, Don, so she replaced somebody else was there. So since she was new, she probably had a totally different perspective on what the previous person in her position had and was able to notice this. And because he came from, a new way of doing it, because of all this stuff, that's probably why the reaction came when she found out about it. And that's probably where all the stir came up, because she wasn't going to take the stuff that previous employees of that, persuasion came through the company. So this one was representing a new way of thinking. That the previous people just went along with the game of the company.
Right.
Well, and that's why when we were talking about Activision and when we were talking about how who would replace the CEO of PlayStation, you guys brought up Bobby Kotick, right? And I was just like, absolutely not.
No,
only because of the controversy that is behind him, right?
Right.
There's so
well,
much
he's such
behind him.
Right. He's really good at what he does.
He may not be the one that's doing that stuff, or there might not be.
Well, he allowed it to happen.
Him.
Yeah.
He's allowing that stuff to happen in the workplace, and that looks bad on him.
He built that culture.
That's going to look
well. He let it.
And trust me, when Sony decides to hire somebody, they're going to look into all that stuff. Has this person had previous, allegations? Has this person had, this, that, and the other thing?
Here's the thing: a lot of that stuff doesn't show up, though.
Right, exactly, and that's
a lot of that stuff doesn't show up. So someone will leave a job before the heat's on. And this happens too if they're guilty or not guilty. Like, it happens either way, right?
Yeah.
Because you have allegations, and part of this also too is you run into a culture of there are certain people that you make friendships through work, so they got your back, right?
Right, always.
And so. And I'm always really bad at this because I don't socialize with my coworkers outside of work.
I'm the same way.
I don't drink. I don't do any of the other activities that they do. So like, there's no reason outside of, a contract I have with them to hang out with them outside of work. Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of those bonds happen outside of work. And so sometimes what may be what one person perceives, another person will say, no, they're not really like that. And they'll defend them. And then they'll take it to the 9th degree where maybe you shouldn't let the person go. Maybe you should have just said, you know what, this is something that could have been worked out in house and is a misunderstanding, or it could be a real problem. It could be either one, but that happens as well. It's too prevalent, unfortunately. So.
It is,
and that's why I think we'll continue to hear about these types of allegations.
Once they get started, they don't stop.
I do have a solution
to it. It's a snowball effect. It's always a snowball effect. The same thing with the film industry. With them having allegations of this, that, and the other thing, of especially sexual allegations. Like Harvey Weinstein and stuff like that. When those were brought to light, people started being like, there's other people that are like that. There's other people who do things like this, and we need to bring that to light. And they started bringing all this stuff to light. And I think it's a good thing that they're bringing it to light, because I think it weeds out all the bad that goes on in the industry. Then, and then we can bring in some of the good stuff that we can bring to our projects and everything. So
all right, let me go. I'm gonna go to Ham next, but Don, what would you say what the solution was going to be?
Well, I do have a solution, but I want Ham to go first. I don't want to take place of it. Give him the proper time.
Right. All right. So Ham, your thoughts about this, just about the Bungie situation right now, man. Like, I mean, is this going to affect them doing their work? Because I think that we all agree that once you hear one of these allegations, then there's going to be more. And I think that there's going to be all this other stuff going around. But Your thoughts about this whole situation between not only just with the person suing them, but also them having to have this big weight on their shoulders of making sure that these PlayStation gas games come out successful.
I think that Bungie reminds me of that episode of 30 for 30 where that one coach decides, and you know this episode, K-Man, because I brought this up several times prior. But it reminds me of that episode where that one guy got the coaching job at SMU and he thought he was the man.
That guy.
He thought he was the man.
Sir.
He got that coaching job, and the coach in this situation is Bungie. You know, you get that coaching job, you know, you got a lot of things going on, maybe some stuff happening in your personal life, but you get on the train thinking, you know, it's going 100 miles an hour. And then when you end up riding the train, you find out, oh shit, it's going 500 miles an hour. And oh my God, when is this thing going to stop so I can get off of it? It just really seems like that with Bungie, because seeing that they left Activision, I like the way you guys kind of set me up for this, because they left Activision, right, which dealt with a lot and helped out, I'd say, with marketing and stuff, with their games and stuff like that. So they learned a lot within the business of Activision, but they're not Activision. You see, so they have acquired traits, or in the games we call them skill points, right? But that's not what they mainly are, in my opinion. I think they're really good at making a shooter game. A good shooter game, keep you busy, keep you happy. Sure, they couldn't. Sure, I'm sure Activision isn't 100% responsible for all of the like creativity that they had with bringing the game to be fun and monetize and be able to monetize it at the same time. But I just think that when they left Activision, they felt like, you know, transform. Like they evolved into something like unstoppable. And they had this proof that was Halo in the past and Destiny current. Well, then they join PlayStation. It feels like they're just kind of like the big badass in high school with their chest out, but it's like, yo, you ain't from here. Who are you? Walking in these halls with your chest out, looking down on us like we're nothing. Walked up to the what was it? Walked up to Naughty Dog. Close that shit.
Yep.
I'm just saying, you the big bad man on campus now, and you walked right up to the leader in PlayStation. Most people say that's their favorite studio, if not them, Insomniac. Insomniac ain't listening to you. They like, hey, you in a different league than me. I'm over here, you know, we doing something else. Y'all doing, another sport over here. We doing something different. So y'all can't bother us. You can't, there's nothing y'all need to tell us right now. We're doing our thing. This motherfucker walked right by Insomniac and went straight for the throat of Naughty Dog and said, y'all ain't it. And y'all don't know what y'all doing, and y'all need to put this shit on ice. Because it ain't happening. Go back to doing the shit y'all understand. We gonna create marathon. We gonna critique. We gonna try to help. We gonna try to, finish up with this Destiny thing. And I just think that they're trying to be the master of all, when in reality they only are able to master a few things, and that's okay. But how much it seems like PlayStation's relying on them is kind of scary. You know, it's kind of scary. And then as for the whole allegation thing, like, yo, me and Luke were also talking about something else on the show where a woman, I don't know why I'm saying a woman. It's a big freaking name. I don't have the thing right in front of me, but I'm gonna pull it up because it's only gonna take 2 damn seconds. Yeah, right here. I'm over here saying a woman. Jennifer Hale, right, was only paid $1,200 to be an MGS. You
Sounds
take
about right.
articles and facts like this, mixed with the stuff that you're hearing about Activision. Now we're here, you know, with this whole thing with Bungie, the woman with Bayonetta not that long ago. Like, it just goes to show how cutthroat and insane this business is, in my opinion. So, like, I'm just thinking, like, yo, this person made $1,200 for to be a voice actor in Metal Gear Solid, and that was in the 90s. What, that woman with Bayonetta, sure, the IP isn't as big as Metal Gear Solid, but we're talking about 90s versus 2022.
Right.
I mean, money's changed then, from then to now. Her pay wasn't too different. It was bad. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good at all.
And the end goal of what I'm trying to say is this industry is a shit ton more scary than than us fans at home that beg for this, that, and a third. My game needs to be perfect on launch. This, you know, this mechanic should have been added in the game. Why isn't third person? Why isn't first person? Or, you know, I want to land on every planet on my own. Like, I get it. What we want is wild sometimes, but what's going on in this industry seems to be a little bit even more wild.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
And it's just, it's something that needs to be talked about, or at least people need to be held accountable for more. And I think that's a good time to kind of talk about, you know, what Sega and Microsoft and other companies are trying to do with these unions and stuff like that. Like, that stuff will be.
Voice actors are part of unions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that price that you're seeing are based on unions.
Yep. Which is
why they had to why they had to strike. So
I'm gonna have to tell you something. They're the most replaceable voice actors.
Yeah.
They truly are. So that's why it's hard for them to get paid more, because they can be replaced by somebody. People do like parodies of
they could be
things all
replaced
the
by
time.
Nolan North.
Yeah,
look at what happened to Nathan Fillion, right? He got replaced by Nolan North, and it sounds almost exactly the same. It's like,
you know what Nolan North does? You know where he makes his money? Most of it's not from the games. It's going to cons.
It's not. Yeah.
He makes big going to cons.
Yeah.
He played the game correctly, right? So that's just how that sort of stuff.
I was talking to Luke about that too, because there's contracts, right? You sign the contract, so you're aware of what you're going to get.
Yes.
But and here's what I told him as well. I was like, Jennifer Hale made this. It seems egregious to us. To me, she can't really complain about it so much compared to saying, hey, this is where we were, and try to just say we can do better with what I went through. Here's what I think we can do moving forward to make it better. I mean, complaining and then, you know, trying to sue or something on something that happened 20, 30 years ago.
That's a
wild
hard thing to win, you know.
Right. It'd be hard. The best thing that you can do is just try to set up things for the future. Like, think about the kids that are thinking about trying to get into this stuff.
actors do that with contracts, right? Like, so like sometimes they'll do a fat payout at first, or they'll take like a dividend, and that stuff that's negotiated ahead of time. The problem is you have to know what your value is, right? So, I can make 120,000 a year easily with really any studio doing what I do. But if I ask for 200,000, I better bring it. If you get where I'm going with that, I got to be a level of talent that can't be replaced by somebody they can get cheaper. And so like that's where you're right. There needs to be a conversation about these things, right?
Yeah.
But that part of the conversation is not happening in regards to that. So like when people get frustrated, they get frustrated with limited information, if that makes any sense. And and I think anytime you work on something, you see a level of success, you want to just like, oh man, I want my cut. I get it. I get it. But there's stuff that I've worked on, and I didn't make a ton of money on it. They did, and what?
There's
That's fine.
Plenty of stuff I worked on that I didn't make a lick of cent or at all.
Yeah, but that's fine though, because that's the contract that I signed. I learned from that.
Exactly.
Almost that experience is more valuable than anything else, right? Because then I can approach it differently. I know what my net worth is now more by having that experience, and I think that's where a lot of these talents are misunderstood. But then again, they either knowingly or not knowingly, they placate to the market, you guys, through social media, and everybody wants what's fair for everyone. I think that's a natural stance for a lot of people. And so if they can placate on people's emotions, they'll take advantage of gamers like yourself, because gamers are very giving if you treat them fairly. And they'll go to bat to you if you treat them fairly. So I think that's where a lot of these conversations kind of come from. But what I was going to say, what prevents all these things from happening, right? All these misconducts under the workplace, it's actually not that complicated. Stop meeting in one place. Go remote. That's what we learned from COVID. You'll see there's actually a drop. If you're able to see some numbers, there's a drop in those sort of allegations and cases during COVID.
Yep. Yeah.
In the game industry. Huge drop.
That makes sense. Yeah, because people are more comfortable in their element than they are in because some people are tense when they are around other people, especially if they're uncomfortable.
See, there's a perception problem, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, someone didn't mean anything bad, but you're like, ooh, it's perceived that way. So that's one less case that just never happened, right? The person is not felt uncomfortable. The other person's not being accused of something, right? Like everyone's happier in that situation. And I think also everything is documented, right? So when you have emails and everything has to be done through that sort of communication, you have recorded videos like this that are done in private and all that sort of stuff. All that stuff is documented. So when there is misconduct, you can point right to it. Boom. And then there's really no question that person's got to go in regards to that. So, no, I mean, there's some things you have to do locally, like if you're doing mocap, and you have to have a select number of people there for that. If you're collaborating on game testing, even though we're trying to do that more and more remote, there's something about having people under the same roof on that one. But most of this stuff can be done remotely, and I think it benefits the worker a lot. And I'm very pro remote work for a lot of people. So,
and that's the thing with like the film industry, right? Like you can't really do anything remote.
Well, I gotta get.
There are stuff that you.
I gotta get. You know what I'm saying? We got two other people that we gotta get some answers from. Yeah. So come on, man.
You wanted the answers.
Ah, damn it. All right. Well, yeah, we got it. All right. Let me go. Let me go to Sir X-Man on that, man. They be waiting patiently. Sir X-Man, man, your thoughts about this whole situation with Bungie, man, and then I you know what I'm saying, and then just if you want to throw in the Naughty Dog thing too, that's fine. But what's your thoughts about this craziness, man? I mean, is Bungie in some trouble, or you think they're fine? Okay,
I kind of said my piece on that situation. You can move on to the next person, which is the venomous Viper.
Yes, Viper. You. What's your thoughts, brother? Going on with this whole situation, man? Is Bungie in some trouble, or do you think Bungie will be fine? will more allegations and stuff come out, or and then also just the weight on their shoulders about the gas games, man. I mean, they got a lot on their plate right now. They don't need no extra.
Well, we already know Bungie guilty. I'm gonna be like Uncle Ruckus. Guilty, guilty. Hang him.
Dang.
Now, why would you say they're guilty?
Because they're guilty. Just like you brought up with the whole
Just
thing.
because they're guilty.
No, all right. So you brought up the whole thing with the Juneteenth stuff, and that was from the old Bungie, which remember 343 came from Bungie employees.
Yes.
So they're still there at 343. So we got to watch out for them. Also,
and let's not forget about Frank O'Connor. I mean, there was a lot of dirt going on about Frank O'Connor.
Right. So I'm just saying that you got two factions of Bungie, ones that left and stayed at 343, and then ones that went with Bungie to do Destiny. So you still have the same group of people. Now, when you have other people coming in, joining the fray, now is that all that stuff rubbing off on them? Or is it some other people from the outside bringing more crap on the inside? You got to wonder about that. I'm not going to go too far into it. I just think that they are guilty based off of the things that they've already been accused of, the things that they have done. So, that's my sense. That's what I think about that. Now, when it comes to the games as a service, they were doing well when they first did Halo. Now, Halo didn't start off as a game as a service, but they did have the blueprints. And what they did with Destiny, I would say Destiny 1, not Destiny 2, but Destiny 1. That was a good game of the service, but then they wanted to cater to making more money. They want to cater to their bottom line. They didn't cater to the fans, they catered to more money. And you know what? They're developers, they did hard work, they deserve to get that money. But don't make it so egregious in the store. Right. That's what they've been doing. And I stopped playing Destiny probably right in the middle of Witch Queen, and I haven't gone back. So I think that right now Destiny should be dead. I mean, go on to Marathon and do what you got to do with that one. But don't think that you're so high and mighty that you can go to another studio and tell them that, oh, this game ain't it. Just because you had success with one game, because Destiny 1 and 2 is just one game. It's not two. That's one game. When you have success with just one game, don't think that you're so high and mighty that you can dictate to other people that, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. Look at Fortnite.
Do you think they have much success as games as a service? Because I know they have. You can't argue they don't have success at a launch game. Like they're really good at that, right?
Yeah, but they have success on it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you look at the numbers of like what they release at launch and what actually buys their DLC, it's about that. It's tiny. It's really tiny in the grand scheme of things.
But the thing is, you've got other studios that are older that have more experience. Maybe not the experience in the live service market, but you guys brought up the whole thing with Insomniac. Insomniac did Resistance. They can easily go back to that and make that live service without Bungie. So for them to say that, oh, we need your expertise in live service, maybe not. Could have asked Epic Games for their expertise in live service. Because Fortnite is huge and popular. You could have asked another studio out there that's not associated with Microsoft that would be able to help out. You don't have.
You also know Epic is cutting back on their live service.
Yeah, and right? Fortnite is Fortnite is for the first time is losing players. So, but that's just the nature of the beast with games as a service. It happens to everybody.
And Destiny has lost a bunch of players. I'm one of them.
I was going to say the one person you can ask got bought.
Yeah, that's true.
Activision Blizzard, in my opinion, because I mean they're asking Bungie, and like I said just a moment ago, I feel like that's so it's like kind of like second hand, or like just to me, it's like talking to the middleman on how to do things instead of the source. That's just my opinion.
No,
Just my
Well,
opinion. I'm not saying that they're
here's
terrible.
another.
I'm just like middleman Phil.
It's downstream. I got you.
Don't you think they could have also gone to EA and talked to Respawn? Even though Respawn was doing Jedi Survivor, they could still ask for assistance from Respawn.
Actually, I like what you said, because it just reminded me of. I mean, why not ask Rockstar? How the hell did you keep that game in 3 generations?
Exactly. Ask Rockstar, because GTA 5 online or GTA Online.
No, well, they're not going to tell you, because whatever they feel is
no, they
secret
won't.
sauce,
But
they
I'm
want
just
to keep
saying,
that close to their chest. So unless you're the investor, in the case owning, in some sort of way, then they're not going to divulge the information. I mean, you can ask nicely all you want, but they're going to tell you to kick rocks.
You better figure out a deal.
Yeah, they got to figure out something. But okay,
hopefully Foam Stars works out for them.
Oh no, that's I think that only downloaded what? I think somebody showed that there was only like 13,000 downloads or something for that overall for the demo.
Yeah, I didn't even.
And those are the people that are reviewing it.
Oh, so anyway, so let me just ask y'all guys a quick question, because we got to definitely move on to another topic. But just like I asked the people in the chat, will there be a factions release? And you have 84% that says no, and 16% that says yes. And Operation Op, I did not forget you, brother. I was just letting these long-winded bastards say what they had to say. And no, I do appreciate it. I know you didn't say anything, but man, really do appreciate you, man. We miss you on there, but we know that you on the road, man. You doing that trucker life. I love it. I love it. But 84% think that this game is not coming. So guys, I'm just an open question. Do you think, yes or no, is factions coming? Do anybody think that there's a chance that it's going to release?
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
What about you? What about you, Ham?
After a few more Last of Us games.
I was just thinking about that.
Tagging on with the next Last of Us game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bundle it with it?
Yeah.
It'll be with Last of Us 3.
It'll be The Last of Us 3, then I'll win the bet regardless, because that means it'll be most likely a free to play. It's not going to be a standalone game. So I'm going to win this bet. I just need to see what bot's going to get me. I don't know.
You know he's gonna finesse and be like,
he's already finessing.
That's not how we went with the bet. By
the time the bet's over, it's gonna be 5 years, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You gotta forget about that.
Oh yeah, no, I already know, but I'm gonna put it on him. What about you, Don? You think that it's gonna? You think faction's gonna have a chance now? It's okay.
No, I think Sony wants their games as a service to be just like a staple, just like their story narrative games, right? They want to be known for that. And if you release something that's not up to par, I don't think it'll hurt them more than it helps them. And I know a lot of people are fans of factions, but it's like one of those older multiplayer game types that you're fond of it at the time, but multiplayer games have gotten so good that it really doesn't hold up. If you get where I'm going with that.
So. Oh yeah, no, I got you. All right, Viper, is it coming? Yes or no? Do you think it's coming?
Hell no.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's already on. It's already on ice. Didn't you hear the news?
Yeah, no, I heard it.
So I mean, no. If they put it on ice, they're trying to rework the thing. It ain't coming anytime soon. Like I said, Last of Us 3. That's when it's gonna show up. Because remember, they still have to do the TV show. They still have to, try to figure out how they're going to, spoiler alert, kill off Joel and not piss people off. So, I mean, that's what they're gonna have to deal with. And if the show makes a wrong turn, and they change it up, and Joel doesn't die, then yeah, they're gonna have to do something. I mean, with this remake that they've got coming, I'm not too sure.
You would think PlayStation fans. You would think PlayStation fans would get tired of this and say something. You would think the media would get tired of this and say something.
Really?
You would think. You would think. You would think. I don't know, man. This is the biggest finesse I've ever seen, and it just blows my mind. All right, man. Let's get on and talk about.
For them to make more money.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, look, it just shows how far behind PlayStation is right now. Like that just first party content wise. If you're going to I know that you're going to milk it, but I mean, if that's what is rumored to come out, is that and not something else, except for Final Fantasy, her thickness and her yams and a Soulside. Then I mean, come on, that's not Dark. Does that make you excited about what's PlayStation's future right now?
What?
About just, I mean, like if you hear about another damn remaster, and then just the other games that we only know that's coming out right now, we haven't heard anything else. I mean, wouldn't you be aren't you a little nervous about what PlayStation is planning on doing here going on in the future?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like, I'm kind of looking at them side-eyed like, what are you guys doing? Because I mean, Helldivers is coming out next year. I mean, that's the only release date that we know of, right?
For next year. Rebirth. They got a date for Rebirth.
Yeah, Rebirth.
So, yeah,
but I mean, can you really consider Rebirth a
exclusive? Yeah,
exclusive.
No, because first party.
Because I mean, it is going to go to PC, right? It is going to probably eventually go to Xbox at some point. Maybe when the series is completely done. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a cause for concern.
Okay, all right. But let's talk about Redfall. This shouldn't take too long. Pretty funny. IGN threw something out today, throwing some shade at Redfall, and all of a sudden here comes a report that a big, huge, massive update is dropping has already dropped for Redfall. And my question to you guys, and I'm going straight to you on this one, Sir X-Man first. Does Redfall have a chance for redemption? Do you think people will try to go back? I mean, because right now the plate is extra full. And I mean, if you keep improving on Redfall, that game is a decent game. It's not a bad game at all.
It did it for Cyberpunk.
That's a different type of game, though, Sir X-Man. That's a single-player game at that, too.
But it still had problems at the beginning, and then they fixed everything, and a lot of people went back to it. Like you played Redfall when it wasn't in its form that it was supposed to be.
No.
So a lot of people might go and give it another chance after they get through all this slew of other games we're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they might go back to it and play it. I mean, it's always going to be in Game Pass, so it's always going to be available for you to play and give it a try. I mean, they got more AI. They improved on the AI. It's not just about the 60 frames a second.
Right.
They improved on the whole mechanics of the game. And you want to know what's funny? It did not. If you think about when the game came out to the time we have now, that's a fast turnaround to fix all your problems.
Very fast turnaround.
Compared to how
than Halo.
We don't want to talk about Halo, but
faster than Halo Infinite.
Right? And I still love Halo.
Shit.
I still love Halo, but that was a faster turn that they did Battlefield 2042.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They took them about a year and a half to get things right with Battlefield.
It took them exactly about a year. Yeah.
Yeah, for the first new update.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't think they was even working on it anymore. So for them to do that with that faster turnaround, So you know they're probably gonna have more updates coming to the game. Plus, I hear they added DLC with the update.
So let me interject for just a moment, because I would like to know. We already brought up Battlefield. We already brought up Cyberpunk. So is it just because it's Xbox that this game can't be redeemed? There can't be a redemption arc because it's Xbox?
No,
see, because CD Projekt Red and EA, they can get their redemption arc because they've updated their game. But because it's Microsoft, they can't update the game and get their redemption arc. Look at Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves had its redemption arc.
Redemption arcs.
Huh?
EA's had failed redemption arcs on with their games.
True. But Battlefield is doing better now than it did.
Yeah, but EA is actually known for that, though. That's the thing. This is a brand new game that got the hit, just like Cyberpunk got the hit. But they forgave Cyberpunk, even though it took them over a year to fix Cyberpunk.
No, it took
them. This is the slowest turnaround.
It took more than a year.
Okay, I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving an example. This game was fixed in 5 months.
Right.
Yeah.
5 months. I've never seen a turnaround that quick for a game.
But that still goes.
Sea of Thieves didn't even get a lot of content until what? How long, Don? About a year later?
No, it was less than that. It was a lot less than that. Yeah,
it was less than that?
Yeah, because that one had like planned DLC drops.
Right,
and stuff
right,
like
yeah.
That. So it was just bare bones when it released. So, the expectation was different, like versus the reality of what the game was when it launched. But I mean, to Viper's point, like look at Anthem.
Yeah.
Yep.
It didn't get no redemption arc, and people were excited. People love the way that game played. I still love how that game.
I still love Anthem
too.
Yeah,
that game is smooth,
and that's why I still feel that EA is not going to give up on it. I just don't
think it's a Microsoft or an EA, or it's just how much goodwill and how much people have emotionally invested in the idea of a product. It will depend on how much leeway gamers will give it, in regards to that. So, Cyberpunk is a unique product. There's not a lot of games that kind of look and play in that sort of environment. Yes, it was a mess. I didn't play it at launch. I waited until the game was up to pace before I engaged in it. I played it. I'm cool with what my experience was. Not going back to it. You know what I mean? So like that goodwill, I think it's different per game, and I don't think it's like necessarily like a Microsoft or a Sony thing. It's just how much gamers have invested in the idea of a game. And how much are they willing to hold on to it versus give up on it? And I think that just varies in the zeitgeist. It's going to be different with everything.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like I was saying real quick, what's going to happen. If streamers go back to that game and they see the improvement, a lot of people will go back and start playing the game and investing themselves in it again. That's usually how it is in this day and age, how things are. So we just have to wait, see. And with so many games coming out right now, even though it's fixed, it might take time for people to jump back into this game. But this is an Xbox Game Pass game. People have time.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is if Crackdown
see that thing fall to the wayside just because.
Oh no, Phil came in and secretly told him no.
This was an OG call. This was an OG call because they got their ass to work. That shit came out. Listen, from Phil Spencer from the Crackdown situation to Phil Spencer now with the Redfall situation. Bro. Phil was not having it. He ain't taking that shit. Like, nah, man, you got to get this popping. And I mean now. Like, if Crackdown got this same type of treatment, Crackdown would still be played. It would not be.
People still be playing the multiplayer,
people would
right?
still be playing the multiplayer, right? I don't know.
Can we get 10 people on that multiplayer right
now? Hell no, we can't.
If we get the community involved, yes, we can.
Community. If you want to play Crackdown 3, please. We just need 6 people. So if y'all want to do that, 10, we can get to it. No, 6. We did it with 6. We did it with 6. But if you want to go do it the full 10, 12, let's do it. But anyway, Ham Solo. Your thoughts, man? Does Redfall have a chance, man? When all it's cooking out there, the games is just flying. I don't have enough time to play everything. I just don't. I mean, I haven't. You guys know how much I love Cyberpunk. I haven't even booted it up yet.
You've been playing Starfield.
I've been playing Starfield, been playing Forza, been playing other stuff. I mean, my poor fighters, Jesus Christ, like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 6, man, they're looking at me sideways like, bro, you're the fighting guy. Ham, does Redfall have a chance, man, of sustaining itself during this hot streak of games?
No, not really. I mean, it's cool. People will turn it on and check it out, but most people, especially even if they have Game Pass, will probably say, I'll play it later. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
I think the more that they continue to add to it, especially for those of us that were hungry for something to play back in May.
Yeah.
We went, played it. Some of us finished it. Some of us didn't. I finished it. I had some fun, but man, it was broken. It was. From the difficulty to, I mean, I could really just sit here and at least for like 5 minutes just tell you different issues that I've had within that game. Like, it was insanely.
I was there with you.
But from what I've heard from my buddy Matt, because he played it earlier today, he said it's phenomenally changed. Like, everything, all things are working properly. Even the way the game plays feels different as well.
I agree with that.
The way
I played about 10 minutes
differently.
That's it.
It just it sounds like a better game, but it'll just have to wait a little bit, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that's kind of the whole point of Game Pass, is just to kind of be a flood of games, and especially that it's first party, it's gonna hang out and be ready to be played by whoever. But shout out to Harvey Smith for, I mean, that man had to turn that ship around. He couldn't go out like that.
Delete it.
I'm sure Phil Spencer gave him that Chef Ramsay voice. He's like, get it together.
What did IGN say, K Mega? You never did expound
Get a
on
grip.
that.
There it is. Get a grip.
Let me go ahead and read what the update, what's got added to Starfield in this match.
Starfield,
I'm sorry, Redfall. Yeah, I don't know why I get those games mixed up like that.
You're in love with Starfield.
I got Starfield on the mind. Okay, so it's 60 frames per second.
Glad Don's here. Put
What's
you in
the
your
problem?
place, K Mega.
No one can put me in my place except for Kareem, and that is
all
me.
I gotta
That's
say
the
is
K Mega. Anyway, so so 60 frames per second performance mode on Series X and S. Stealth takedowns, 343. Are you listening? Increased open world enemy population and new encounters, new controller settings, gameplay and combat changes, and much more. And then there's like an article to that. But let me go to where that was.
I'm downloading Redfall now on the PC.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I gotta find it, but it basically, they basically came out. The person made the article was making fun of Redfall in the sense of saying, well, they said that they were going to do an update. They didn't do an update. What's going on? And basically saying that like Redfall has no legs, saying it's dead, right? They posted that today, and all of a sudden here comes the update. So maybe they were going to try to hold out for it and maybe put it out a little bit later. But I think after that report, maybe somebody changed it up, or it just kind of maybe was coincidence and it called dude in 4K. I don't know, but that's pretty much what he said. So I don't know, Dark. Do you think Redfall has a chance to sustain itself during this onslaught of hot games that's coming out right now? Will people go back?
I'm not gonna give you guys a false sense of hope. like you guys had for Anthem. Like you guys had for Anthem, like you still have for Anthem.
Anthem. Hey man, I said this about Master Chief Collection. What happened?
It came back, yeah, but I mean that game
I still keep that on my hard drive. I love that game.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing with Master Chief Collection. That game, when that game launched, yes, it was broken in the multiplayer, but the single player aspect of it was, still pretty solid. So, and people still love Halo. So it was just like, it kind of, every time they did an update, people just kept on coming back to it because it's Halo. And I think the thing like with Redfall, I think it already gave people a bad taste in their mouth that I think they're already kind of like, we've moved on to other stuff like Starfield and, Forza and things like that. So I think they're, people are more inclined to go back to it if there wasn't so much already out at this moment, right? Like if there wasn't, excuse me, if there wasn't like what I said, Starfield, Forza, Assassin's Creed, all these games that are out right now, I think people, would definitely probably more than likely go back to it. But at this point, I have to agree with Ham. I think it's dead in the water at this point.
I didn't say it's dead in the water now. I just said later. Like later.
Hey, Dark,
later.
Just keep words in his mouth.
To me, there has to be.
I mean, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard dead in the water from Ham. I'm just saying.
Oh my God! Okay.
You said it's cooked.
I mean, you said not right now. I mean, at this moment, it's dead in the water, right?
Does
it have a chance of being resurged?
Oh
maybe.
Man,
how many people bought Baldur's Gate since you talking that stuff? How many people bought Baldur's Gate? You talking all that crap?
Clearly, no one. But I played it, so that's all that matters. Because I only care about me when it comes to gaming. I don't care about
selfish PlayStation pony.
Absolutely, I don't give a shit about any of you fuckers.
Wow, let's go. Let's make the poll.
Invisible person.
I personally, I will have to say, I hate to do this, but I think I'm going to have to agree with Dark on this one. I just think there's just too much heat coming. Yeah. I think that yes, the fact that it is in Game Pass and the fact that they worked really hard to get this out as quickly as possible gives it an opportunity. I don't know. I think it's cooked, man. I think it's cooked. I just think because the game came out so poor, like it's a difference of being, being bad and whatever. But this was the lowest rated Xbox exclusive in history.
Yeah.
This also
and that's what also hurts it, right?
Right.
That it's an Xbox exclusive.
Right.
Like Cyberpunk is a different story because it was on different multiple platforms, right? And on PC it worked well, but when it came to the PS4, the
nicer console
Xbox,
also worked decently too.
Right. On the next gen consoles it worked decently, but with
the
PS4
it worked fine
and the Xbox One version it didn't. Yeah. So you can't really compare the two.
No, I agree. You can't do that. Cyberpunk, it's a single player game. It's not a multiplayer game. This needs, and I see other Zinc saying that it has made its money, and that's fine. But what will give this game another opportunity to come back to get a second entry or a really huge update that makes it seems like it's a second entry for the game? It's going to hinge on people going back, because if people aren't engaged, I don't know. So it's going to be a weird thing. I hope that they don't give up on it. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want them to give it the Anthem treatment or the Bleeding Edge treatment or anything like that. I want them to. I think Phil and that team have learned a lot of lessons, and I'm just impressed of how fast that rolled out. Like that's really impressive. So I give it that.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's real impressive. But I mean, it might be too late. I don't know. But let's keep it moving. Now we're gonna keep it on Xbox because I really want this. I can't wait to get y'all's guys' thoughts on this. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Xbox 2023 is a fluke, or is this the beginning of Xbox pushing Sony to finally to push Sony out to become the market leader? I personally think this is the time. As like what Ham Solo was saying earlier about when he was making his point about like Bungie was thinking that they was going 100 miles per hour, and next thing you know, it's going 500 miles per hour. I think this is a different type of scenario where Microsoft was chugging along very slow, but they kept on putting in that coal. They kept on putting in that coal because they kept on, and all of a sudden now, I think they're rolling. If you look at how 2023 is shaped up, and then now it's already being pretty much reported that the ABK deal is going to be finalized next week. Man, this is it. Sky's the limit for Xbox. This will be the first time ever Xbox will have, even more so than the 360, have this much just content coming at you on a first party wise, and on top of that, just everything, all their ducks is in a row. There isn't too many mistakes. That's something that Xbox has always had. They would walk 10 paces, and then next thing you know, they'd step on a rake, or they go back 20. This time they seem like all their ducks in a row. Redfall seemed like it was like, damn, here we go again. No, they're getting on the ball. I think Xbox is in a very strong position. Ham Solo, what do you think? I think this is the move. I think this is the year where Xbox start pushing to go ahead and try to fight Sony for that top spot by the end of this generation. What do you think?
No, I think it's doable. Just for the fact that if you, and I mean, I don't know how many times I've said this week. Both Sony and Xbox have been going back and forth all generation this time. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to lead you to believe that Xbox has not had a good year, but they literally got Publisher of the Year. It's a fact. Yep. You can't change it. They had a good 2021. PlayStation had a good 2020 and 2022. So the way it went is PlayStation, Xbox, PlayStation, Xbox. But here we just talked to Dark Optimus at the beginning of the podcast, and he just confirmed it for you. What's going on over at PlayStation? Because next year is supposed to be like if we're playing it based on what's been going on, next year is supposed to be PlayStation. But no, it's Xbox again. They seem to have avowed some like ready to be pushed out next year. They're already talking about playing the whole game of they're openly talking about playing the full game of Hellblade, Ninja Theory. Openly talking about, oh, it's so nice to get the whole squad together for a playthrough of Hellblade. And I was like, oh shit. I mean, there's those two. I mean, who knows where Fable is, but I have a good idea that they're working really well on that.
I'm pretty sure Fable's a lot closer than people realize. A lot closer.
I'm saying.
Well,
saying. And
look at that studio, though. Look at that studio, Playground Games. How quick are they to release a game? Every couple of years?
They don't play.
They don't play. Every couple of years? How much time had they been given for Fable?
Oh, plenty.
Before they even acquired them.
Yeah. They said go kick it and get this shit done right.
Yeah, so it's that one's been in the oven for quite a while.
Yep, and then there's South of Midnight that's supposed to be coming.
I'm excited
there's what's it called, that Clockwork Revolution that's supposed to be coming. And I mean, I'm not even talking about Game Pass.
No, and don't forget about the Lion Brass game that they hired two Ubisoft people that's a part of that studio to make this Wu-Tang Kung Fu game. exclusive. Yeah.
Yes. Which I haven't talked about in quite some time. Certain Affinity's been working on something for a hot minute now. I mean, the roadmap is just now. Like if this was Chutes and Ladders, I swear we're pretty early in the game right here for Xbox, which is really weird because if you look, across the street over at PlayStation, it's just like disarray mixed with just uncertainty. But us as gaming fans never count them out. It's just a fact. Like we're so used to PlayStation being dominated that that PlayStation dominating, excuse me. We're so used to PlayStation dominating that it's just like, you're trying to pull a fast one on me. Nah. Now you got something coming around the corner other than just Spider-Man. And then you hear Sony Group is coming down, and it's like, oh shit.
Do they really though?
Yeah, exactly. Because now the reality is kind of setting in, and it's like you see them come out and say Last of Us Part 2 remaster, and you're just like, stop. You're just like, stop it. The game was phenomenal, don't get me wrong. But stop it. Because I don't even know the difference anymore between director's cut and remaster anymore, Sony.
Yep.
What does it even mean now? Why can't it be it ain't gonna be a $10 upgrade, I tell you that much. And the way that they're gonna lay it out for you is this is coming out on PC too. So this is a fresh new game with fresh new paint, fresh new ways that your partners are following you, and we got maybe a new DLC with Bill. He's actually with the guy this time. I don't know, bro. Like I just y'all gotta have like I'm just thinking like, man, and I'm not sure if you guys heard, but God of War talking about DLC too.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, man, y'all seem creatively just on E right now. It is just on like the light is on, the fumes are coming up in the car, it ain't hitting right now. And it's really weird because they have all these different pieces for PlayStation now. They got the PlayStation 5, they got, some games over on PC, they got the VR, they got the Portal, they got the new Pro controller, that's really cool. And it's like Groundhog's Day, but the world is flipped upside down, and instead of it being Xbox as Mr. Accessory, you got all these accessories but no games. Now it's like, well, what are we doing now? You said movie to Xbox, but y'all literally just dropped it in your subscription service. Like,
and they still got to pay for the movie.
CEO I'm just trying to put this all together, and
got that popping.
Checking.
Thank you.
I'm still like, man, I need to check your ID one more time just to make sure this is really Sony. Like, no, ain't no way.
Yes.
Ain't no way.
Hey, Ham, do you think part of my prediction for over 2 years about Sony's financial situation might be hurling out because you can't develop no new games if you ain't got the money? Remasters are cheap. Making new games isn't.
I'm still not there, Sir X-Man. I'm still not
They're
there.
on business welfare. They're on business welfare, and they cannot afford to create new games.
I don't think
this is what I was saying.
Remakes do not cost that much to make.
I don't think that's the case, Sir X-Man. I just think that the way Sony has the development, their games take a lot longer now.
I agree.
Yeah,
No,
and so
I this is what
go
I
ahead.
was alluding to earlier when I said that they're doing this remake and they're getting money from it with low effort. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the money.
Effort. It does.
But hence they keep upping the prices on everything, and you don't do your consumers like that unless you're having a financial issue.
I think we need to clarify. Okay, it is cheaper to do a remake. Yes, absolutely it is. But it's not cheap. Just to be clear, it is.
I mean, I know
cheap.
what you're saying, but
especially not cheap. How Sony develops their games, they don't really develop their games for scaling, right? They don't have that in mind. So that's the reason why their PC ports take so damn long, right? Because they have to have another studio do that for them.
So then they need a different model because they need to learn how to scale to multiple platforms or different platforms, so that way they do the development once.
You can't just do that mid-generation though, bro.
Yeah,
I know that.
You just can't do a mid-development cycle.
Yeah,
like
that's just throw the PS5 out.
Let's just do something else.
Yeah, but it's not a console thing. It's how they develop in their pipeline and in what they're focused on as a studio. So,
but Don, you gotta admit, if you don't have the finances to produce that newer game,
where are you getting that they don't have the finances for this stuff, dude? You keep
Dark.
saying that,
Dark.
but you don't have the money. This is why you guys.
You didn't even listen to me. That
you guys,
most of the money
you
that
sound
Sony
like a
makes from
fan.
Xbox, it goes to support the rest of
fanboy.
Sony.
You sound like a fanboy.
Sony's pockets are deeper than all of ours combined. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, we know that part. We know.
And they are buying studios not at the same clip as Microsoft, so they have money in regards to that. They are profitable in regards to that. They're not broke. They're just like any other company, and sometimes they have to make some adjustments and things like that. Well, to the point, I think what I think K Mega's talking to is it Xbox's time or not? I don't know, because I remember earlier, I forget what Sony executive was before the PS5 launched, that leaked some sort of investor call that there was a time that they will be laying low on content on their products so they can produce something even more and bigger down the road. The question is, on that timeline, are we in that timeline right now where that low is, where they plan on doing their investments, or have we already gone past it and now we're in a weird spot? And that's where I don't really know, because they didn't really give a timeline on that leak and what was going on there. So we know Sony was going to have a low. We just don't know, is this the low they're talking about in regards to, and they do have money. Things like these remasters are just filler, right? Like, no one's going to say, hey, you know what, you got the remaster that, my console's got one up on your console, right? Like, you just don't do that. Like, it's a remaster. It is what it is. And
so they're sparse.
They're in a sparse situation right now. I mean, like, I'm sure the Spider-Man game is going to be great.
We kind of knew that, though, that they were going to, like you said, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, so the question is, where are we at in that timeline, right?
But when Microsoft was sparse, they were all over us over here last year.
I don't
all
care.
over us last
you
year.
Can't care about
no,
that,
I'm just giving darker comparison.
They
were all dude, all last year. You were ranting Xbox has no game.
When
last year you were saying Xbox has no game. Yes, you
I
were.
was kidding.
Yes, you were. No, you were putting it out there. You were part of the problem.
You were
part of the problem,
bro.
He's got all your tweets up among all those.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's got like lines.
There's no tweets. I never said in a tweet. I never said in a tweet.
No, you said it on this podcast.
I know, and I was, and after that, I said something else that wasn't even that had nothing to do with it.
Man, so, he's cooking you right now.
No, because your X-Man brings. Your X-Man. No, listen. You keep bringing up stuff that happened last year. You kept on bringing up stuff
that happened last year all the time.
I didn't bring up stuff that you said last year. I never brought up anything that you said last year.
Oh my god!
You keep bringing up old stuff that never that hasn't come to fruition or anything like that.
That was jokes.
Wow.
They were jokes because afterwards, what did I say? I said something else afterwards that made sense to what we were talking about. So
Dark, you just got caught up in the lie, just like Xbox did. Yeah.
How did I lie? No, tell me how I lied. No, that's fucking bullshit. How did I fucking lie? No, tell me how I fucking lied. Tell me how I lied. Tell me how I fucking lied, dude. Tell me how I fucking lied, sir. Tell me how I fucking lied.
Okay.
Tell me how I fucking lied, dude.
We agree with you that they didn't have no games last year.
No, tell me how I fucking lied.
Okay.
No, because you can't.
Wow.
Now you're calling me a liar.
Okay. Now you just
we were joking before.
Yeah,
Then you pissed me off with the whole fucking lying shit.
The lying part, I apologize for saying that. But you did say we didn't have no games last year.
Yeah, I know, and I was kidding about that. And then I went in and
Somebody else
that had nothing
knew
to
you
do
were
with it.
kidding.
Yes, you did know I was kidding. Because I literally made it as a joke, dude. What are you talking about?
Okay, all right,
gentlemen. I told you. You should have.
I was just like, just another 30 seconds, but yeah, then all of a sudden, I said, Dark started sounding Latino, like he's like, hey, SA, like, oh shit.
Truly apologize for saying that to you because I still respect you as a friend. But you were saying that last year.
Okay, Sir X-Man, let it go. Let it go.
But you know what though? That's why he said don't take it so seriously.
Don't take it so seriously.
He's joking. Because he's joking about it.
Yeah.
It,
like, you've been holding on to that, Sir X-Man. We can tell you was holding on to
really.
that. Okay, so but yeah, okay.
Sorry,
right.
I want to be clear. I don't know if you know this, but there's trolls on the internet.
Yes.
And some of them are your friends.
Oh, wait.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game Down Sight says, I love this show. Man, I tell you, boy, we will never we'll never get to the IGN spot, you know what I'm saying? But, and hopefully not because.
They'll catch up to you guys.
Yeah, for real.
Eventually. They're going the opposite direction.
They are going down.
So they'll catch up to you guys.
No one can make it. Gonna clip that moment and put it on Twitter.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No, not that one. I will catch.
Oh yeah, let's talk about you and your little thing with Ryan last week. What was up with that?
Ryan, I didn't. What did I say? The man.
That picture you put up there with us fishing with Jim Ryan.
Do you want me to bring that picture back? Hold on, let me go ahead and bring it back.
You should just bring it up.
You brought that back. Yeah. I'm gonna put that in my background. Let's go ahead and do that. Right now.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Thank you for the green screen, Don. We good here. Let's go.
Oh, you put in that background?
Yeah.
I think you should put in the GRG background.
Oh man, no, I'm gonna put in this background. Here. Anyway, so I forgot what. Who was next?
I can't make it so flustered.
I'm flustered right now.
What's going on?
Shit.
Viper. She got into it for the first time. What the fuck?
I love it. Viper. What do you think about this? Is this the opportunity for Microsoft to and I'm not saying because these things take years to now where Xbox has a true plan. Like we know there's plenty of people that's been putting the game. I mean, like Perfect Dark. There's just tons of other games that we know that are coming. We know that Oblivion's going to be coming. So all of that. Is this now the moment where Xbox is starting to take off here in 2023 to now go ahead and try to overtake Sony by the end of this generation? Your thoughts?
Okay, so this is all about perception.
Mm-hmm.
So you have someone who is being more forthright with their transparency of what they're doing in the gaming industry, and that's Microsoft. You have somebody else who wants to be very secretive and don't want to tell anybody about what they're doing, and that's Sony. So we see the roadmap from Microsoft. We see the games that are coming, but then what do we see from Sony? Oh, you say there's 10. Something fell. There's 10 to 12 live service games that they claim that's coming out at this point, but then do we know all 10 to 12 of them? I mean, name all of them. We've got the one from Bungie, which is Marathon. What was the one with the jiggly sandwiches?
Stellar Blade.
No.
Not the Stella Yams. I'm talking about the not the sandwiches, but it's like it was a burger.
Oh, the burger game.
It was a
space game.
Space game. Mm-hmm. They tried to pull a Starfield and didn't work for them. But
right. What about
the Firewalk game?
Yeah,
the Firewalk game. There was another one, the Jade Raymond game. What was that one?
That was oh gosh, it was kind of like Hyenas from Sega, but that got canceled. It was kind of like similar to that.
So
is it weird that I want to play that walking simulator game for some strange reason?
Don't you?
That they got coming up.
I do not want to talk about baby steps. Just get that out of your mind, please. So the thing is, we just barely got
games.
3 games. Yeah, fair games. There you go. So we barely got 3 games that we just mentioned, and they said 10 to 12 by 2025. So where are the other ones? That's the problem that I see with Sony. They claim that they're going to give you this, give you that, but we do not see what's coming down the pipeline. All we've got this year is Spider-Man 2. What's next year? I don't think Wolverine is ready. I don't see any of the other live service games being pushed out there.
Only Helldivers, because that'll be considered hell. That'll be considered.
Okay, so that's number 4. That's number 4.
We got
so
Indiana Jones scheduled for next year too.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Xbox. We're talking about Sony.
They ain't that much.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem is that you have the Sony ones that are not resonating with the public. They're trying to do these live service games, and yet Microsoft has given you this huge roadmap of all these different games that are coming, different genres of games. Hellblade 2, Fable. You have South of Midnight. Man, now the stuff is starting to escape my head right now, but basically they've got all of these. Indiana Jones, just forgot about that. Doom's Year Zero. Mm-hmm. Doom Year Zero is one of them. They did say they're doing a Fallout 3 remake and a Oblivion remake as well. So there's a ton of
crazy, dude.
And Redfall is fixed now.
Yes, Redfall is fixed, and then you've also got they're gonna do is it a sequel to Ghost of not Ghost of Tsushima? Jeez, I'm thinking Ghostwire Tokyo. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, they are going to do a sequel to
that. You have
DLC.
Yeah.
DLC is coming out for what's the game? It just released this January.
They got DLC.
No. He's talking about Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Well, Starfield's also getting DLC as well. So the fact is, you see,
and don't forget about Doom Year 1.
Year
Zero, and all those other Bethesda games that they were talking about on there.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. What I was mentioning. All of those Bethesda games. The fact is, the lineup is so deep, and we're not even talking about Activision Blizzard yet, because that's going to close next week. So, if you look at the issue that Sony has, where they're trying to be so secretive and they don't want to talk about anything, especially with the hack that they had. 2 hacks this year, one in June and just one recently. They just now come out to confirm that they've been hacked. Why are they being so secretive? There's no reason for
2 hacks in less than a month. How do you do that?
Yeah, exactly. So why is there no solid roadmap for PlayStation this generation like they did in PlayStation 4? They had a solid roadmap starting in 2016.
You know what their roadmap was though? A lot of
it was Sean Layden's.
Well, no. I'm talking about like game wise. It was a lot of marketing deals from the second and third party. that was making those games exclusives.
A lot of indie games that carry them over to till their big hitters hit. So
at the end of the generation.
Well, here's the thing. 2016, they started off with God of War, Spider-Man.
No, that was 2018.
No, it's 2016 when they announced them.
When they announced what?
If you're talking about the life cycle of the PS4, it was very lean starting off. They had some good games.
Oh, yeah, they were sparse at the beginning.
Yeah, but they heavily relied on third-party deals and indie titles. Not a knock, it's just historically that's what happened, right?
Yeah, that's what happened, yeah.
So the question is, they don't have as much those marketing deals going forward, right? Like that's kind of the competition is kind of squashing that, right? And then so you don't have that to carry you over, and they're working on something. It's not like they're just burning money to burn money. Like they're working on something. We just don't know. They haven't really showed us anything, and they don't really have a lot to hold us over. And to be honest with you, even though they're trading blows with Xbox and Sony back and forth, they're doing pretty good. They're not like doing bad compared to the previous generation. So the question is, if you're doing pretty good without doing that, then you just hold tight a little bit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
I'm glad that you mentioned that.
I would suggest that same strategy, to be honest with you. If I was, in their leadership role, I'd be like, we're doing good. We're keeping along. We're keeping it trucking. We have these other things that's going to end the generation strong when we have the biggest install base. That's how I would sell it to the investors. And then we're going to be investing in these other areas, such as games as a service, growing markets and things like that along those lines. So I don't look at Sony as like they're doing bad or anything like that. They're just secretive and fine. Hold your cards close to your chest. Let your competition throw it out there, and then you can be reactionary with what you have. And then to be honest with you, Sony has got a lot of goodwill within the gaming community. I mean, they can afford to do that where maybe Microsoft doesn't. And it's not saying it's fair. It's just reality.
No, I'm not even going to talk about it being fair or anything. I'm glad you brought that situation up because they are doing well now based on their previous success from PlayStation 4. This is being carried over from PlayStation 4. So now the people who own the previous system, they said, I'll go ahead and upgrade to the next one. But now that they're seeing that they are not getting the amount of games that they thought they would be getting, there's going to be a slight shift because Microsoft is showing that they've got the roadmap that people are excited about. When they showed it at their showcase, people were just buzzing. And now with ABK and ZeniMax in their fold, a lot more people are going to be buzzing about it. And you're going to see that shift where people are coming from Sony and then they're going to jump right over to Microsoft.
Well, and that's why the engagement numbers are so important, right? Because not everyone's going to just get an Xbox at Series S or an X. Some of them are going to get they're going to just play it on PC, which is fine. Microsoft looks at it the same way. And you're going to have some of those people that are just like, well, man, I really want to play Starfield. Some of those people are going to stream it. They're going to pay for the service and just stream it and do it that way. And guess what? That gets them in, right? Like it's like starter kit that gets them in. You're like, maybe I should invest in an S or an X or whatever it is. So the barrier entry on Microsoft is very, very low. They're going to do well this generation. I just don't. I guess to K-Mega's point, it's the problem is it's such a slow ship of Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
Like to set the course. It's like that scene where the Death Star has to line up around the planet to line up the shot. It just takes a while, and you just got to be able to bombard and take those hits before you get everything all lined up. And they're slow, and there's a lot of people, I think they're passionate gamers out there are underestimating Microsoft, and I think that would be a bad move. In regards
to goes with what I said, Don. How many people don't understand? Microsoft is methodical. They've never been in a rush to get the stuff done that they need. I've said that so many times. Well, everybody think Microsoft got to be quick and quick.
So they're a rush. I mean, Phil's come down on in regards to getting content on time in the windows that needs to be done. That's the reason why they're doing all these investments. So, you can say one way or another, but Redfall is a victim of that, right? So like they don't have a spotless record. But the same token, I don't underestimate Sony. Like I think that's a bad move too as well. If you're an Xbox fan and you don't have an eye on what Sony's doing, you got a huge blind spot. You got a huge blind spot. And they have goodwill amongst a certain passionate group of gamers. They're the best at story driven content.
Don, I got a question for you.
Hate it. I mean, they are. I mean,
I got a question for you on this topic. Yeah. On this topic, do you think Microsoft is setting themselves up for the next generation by using this generation to start slowly launching themselves into the mindset of people?
I think they wanted to do that last generation. It just didn't work out in the timing that they wanted. Yeah. Right. Like they have their sight on what they want to do, but sometimes it just them being such a monolithic company, it just takes a long time, and they're all vertically integrated. All this stuff is going to work out for them eventually. They know they're like, okay, this is just a numbers game and time game. If we can endure and not lose ground, we can grow the industry as a whole. Like not just grow the pie. Our pie is 30%.
Change the mindset of the rest of this generation.
The pie is 30% for Microsoft, right? And you're able to grow that circle. Guess what? That 30% slice is worth a lot more than it. So like they're looking at it from that perspective. Can we grow the industry as a whole, keep it sustainable, and keep people engaged into our ecosystem? That's their mindset. And then Sony is trying to, I think a lot of times, they know what's worked with them in the past. Like they got the numbers of what works there, but and they're looking into the future. I don't know if they know what their vision is quite in that space. At least I think it's still malleable, and they're still trying to figure that out, right? Like
they're playing catch up.
I mean, a lot of PC games are coming over eventually, but it just takes time for them, right? So they're missing on potential sales on that. But they also look at it probably like, well, now we get a vitamin B shot about this game again. You know what I mean? So like sometimes it's almost like a little relaunch when they do that. And so they're probably comparing those numbers. They're probably comparing what games as a service. Is the market flooded, right? Like we don't know if the market's flooded or not on games as a service because it's still new. And so we don't
think the market's slowly fading away. Like y'all said, a lot of people are walking away from Fortnite and finding other things to play.
Well, is that just the shelf life of that game, or is that the shelf life of games as a service? These are the bigger questions.
No, that's just I think games as a service is here to stay.
But I'm just saying though, it is an industry, like is it flooded? Right? Is it, I'm not saying it's not here to stay.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think it is. I think it is personally. I
think it's here to stay.
I think it's flooded though. I do think that it's,
exactly. So there's only going to be so many games as a service games that's going to obtain gamers' times.
Right.
Right. And then there's so many story-based games that are going to engage in gamers' times. And so the industry's got to figure that out. And I think Microsoft saw games as a service and they want to own that space before anyone else does. So they're in that zeitgeist at all times in regards to that. So like if you're like, oh, I don't want my Xbox anymore, but I want to carry my library over, well, maybe you get a PC, right? But they still have you as a customer. So just different mindsets. I'm just curious where it all goes. Like I have questions more than anything else. What's the grand scheme of things? But
I'm gonna throw a pitcher of water in the grease real quick.
Let's go.
Here we go. Oh God.
And I'm gonna say that I disagree with the Don on the sense of PlayStation and how comfortable he's making them sound.
Okay. I like it.
I feel like if we look at PlayStation just throughout this generation, all that I'm seeing is gotta catch up. Everything that they're doing, it seems like they're not 100% in on, or weren't 100% in on, and now they're trying to get 100% into it, and they're running into more problems than they anticipated.
Well,
Sky, for example.
Well, to offer clarification, if I was in that position, that's where I would be thinking, right? I don't think that's necessarily what Sony is thinking. Two different things, if you get where I'm going with that. Because there's more evidence to support where you're saying where they're not as comfortable. Because who just left?
Oh, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was
Well,
the guy?
that's only one thing.
We went
Who's the
fishing
guys-
with him. Look at the picture in the back. We had a good time with
He's
Jim.
still
He's a good
there until March.
Yeah, but
Right, he's there
he was
until
pushing
April or
games as a
something.
service, right? Like that was his pitch. That's how he got the job. Whereas the games as a service. So
Well, Kenichiro Yoshida is actually trying to do mobile, so he's gonna probably continue the stuff Jim Ryan was doing, but he's also gonna jump into mobile.
but I was trying to point out what Ham's saying. Like what I think Sony, if I was in that position, that's what I would pitch, and that's how I would approach it. But there is enough evidence to support what Ham's saying is Sony is reactionary on some of this stuff, not all of it. And I think,
of it, though.
yeah, but a lot of the games as a service stuff, Jim Ryan's not. He's gone. He's
It's
gone.
not just games as a service. It's games as a service. It's PC. It's porting games to PC. It's getting into mobile. It's
all those things
to try to make VR more relevant on this console.
Those were
just
all
what I think Sony needs to do is get them a multiplayer game first.
I mean, there's like 8 things I just gave you right there that they're working to get better, but they don't really have any real footing in.
If you rewind the clock back, though, like when there was like a debate of who's going to be the new leadership of Sony, right? He got the job pitching those ideas. Everything he mentioned, maybe outside of VR. Everything he mentioned is what he pitched. And I remember this very deliberately because a lot of the Sony fan base would say, because they would poo-poo on those things because that's what Microsoft was focused on a lot of that stuff, right?
Right.
So, I think he pitched the investors on the idea. He wasn't able to deliver on those ideas. It doesn't mean he doesn't have success in his tenure at Sony or anything like that. But
he's there 30 years.
Yeah, but he got that job for that reason. He got that position for that reason. And I don't think the investors long term are happy with him. And I think things are not lining up. And I think that's why he's got to go. They give him a grace excuse, and they're not totally like angry with him or anything like that. But they're not getting the return on their investment that they want. So
I think what Sony should have did was tell their people, we're going to make more multiplayer games and some games as a service. That's what they should have did first, because they haven't had really a good multiplayer in this generation and in the past generation on the PS4 that wasn't first party. They should have concentrated on that first.
Well, the whole thing, in my opinion, for X-Men is they should have never stopped supporting multiplayer games.
Exactly.
Well, they didn't need to, though. Their fight was going against what was the trend when games as a service first came in, and then also with Xbox with their multiplayers, and then you have all of these CEOs and these big wigs that come out and they say that, well, single player games are dying. And then once that was said, Sony was like, yo, no, look at this game selling well. Look at this game selling well. Look at the PlayStation itself. It's the
there's no continuous revenue.
But hold on, but also look at the media behind them that also catapulted them to even look more sympathetic because of the fact that it was they did because because remember, the last game of the year that was a multiplayer game, well, I guess you would think of the game that from EA, but the last like true games as a service was Overwatch. After that, when those CEOs and other people was talking about games as a service, that was it. There was no other game that was a multiplayer game. It was all single player. The media made sure that Sony, and I'm not saying that Sony didn't make good products for their games to be nominated for Game of the Year. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But you can't tell me that there's not multiplayer games that's out there that didn't have an opportunity or a chance that should have been up for Game of the Year, because there was a lot of good games that came out
Doom
that
Eternal.
should have been there. Yeah, like, I mean, what are y'all doing? I mean, one, for instance, I mean, hell, if you can't even put the highest rated game of the year up Game of the Year because it's a car game, then that tells you that the system is flawed. But then Sony lived off of all of that. And now I think they're starting to see that, oh, damn, we do need to get our feet into these waters, these games as a service waters, because like I said earlier, they got to keep making these games for PlayStation fan base that looks better, performs better, all of that. And that is going to take a lot of time and a lot of money. Those games, look, I mean, how long did it take The Last of Us 2 to be made? What, 7-8 years? Somewhere around there, I believe. Yeah, so like, just think about with the games, like, you know, like, and then think about that budget. Like, I mean, that budget was what, 250 million, somewhere around there? I don't know. But think about the next The Last of Us 3 or Uncharted 3 or whatever, the God of War, whatever the next God of War is going to be. Think about that and what those games got to look like, how they got to, you know, all that manpower, all of that. Of course, it's going to take a long time. And it's like what Don said earlier is that, you know, Microsoft, and not only Microsoft, but Nintendo, and then you got all these other entities out there like EA, Ubisoft, Take-Two, all these other, you know, Tencent, just picking things from here and there. And Sony does have a great relationship within the gaming, the gaming spot, but everybody else is starting to catch up with them. Microsoft is now starting to get a better presence in the East than they've ever had in their history. And they got the money to back up that. So I don't know, but
have we forgotten that Microsoft has been the forward thinker this entire time?
They have. Yeah, they have. I say a lot of problems was the gamers' fault, because we were still stuck into the way gaming always been for us. We weren't, you know, like digital games and all that other stuff. Like, we weren't prepared for that.
I think that's also a byproduct of how long the 360 generation was.
Oh yeah,
because like every generation introduces new stuff to gamers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either new formats, new style of games, new visual quality, and I think when you're stuck in a certain generation, and the 360 and PS3 generation was special. Like, if you look back at it, like every game, like every year or so, I feel like we jumped so much on the technology standpoint. It was dramatic. I mean, all last gen, I mean, there were some good games, but like it didn't feel like that. You know what I mean? It was
those generations were leaving PCs in power and graphics back then. Yeah,
I think that's another great discussion for another time. Is how substantial do the next consoles have to be? Because what the 40 series and what AMD is doing with their graphics cards is unbelievable. And then by the time that we get to there'll be the sixth series from NVIDIA and whatever AMD is going to be dropping, they're going to blow the Series X and the PlayStation 5 like out of the water, like completely out of the water, into the stratosphere. So the consoles have to be somewhat comparable. But I'm saying, for right now, like when you look at the situation from when you look at the 40 series, even though a lot of people, not too many people got the 40 series cards, right?
Yeah, Joe.
Or even the AMD cards, the high-end AMD cards. The console, are we going to expect the consoles to be the equivalent next generation, to go to be the equivalent of a 40 series or the high-end AMD?
Hell no.
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
That's the right way to look at it.
I don't know. I think that's a good discussion another time.
Yeah, it's a different time, but that's like comparing, you know, a pear and beef jerky. Like it's just different things altogether. Yeah, you know, as far as all that stuff goes. So
Yeah, well, I mean, people are already complaining now about the power gap between consoles and PC, and I'm saying console gamers, not so much PC gamers. They don't give a shit because they got what they got. But I keep seeing, because now more of the console gamers out here are talking more like PC gamers than ever before, and it is annoying. But
the gap is closer than it has been.
You think so?
Right now? Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
From a horsepower standpoint. I mean, look, you have brand new graphics cards that are bragging about upscaling, something that we complained about all last gen, right? Like,
that's true.
It's just different upscaling techniques that allows them to lure that more power or potential under the hood in regards to that. But no, it's closer than it ever has been. That's why you get more 30 frames per second games now than ever, right? Because you're reaching that glass ceiling once again, and that's going to happen with everything in fixed PC hardware. And this reason why PC always has the option to go more frame rate, because there's not a budget limitation on that. And then and it's going to happen next gen. Like, people will hate this, but you'll get 30 frames per second games next gen.
Yeah. No, I agree with Ice Cold
hardware too.
Yeah. No. And it's going to be AI cloud based, and it's going to be slick regardless. I can't wait. But Ice Cold says the anime rapper said something. What did he say? I need to go back to that. I can't. Damn it. Oh, where did it go? I got to go back and find that. But I'll go read what Ice Cold said. Ice Cold said the price hike of the 4090 versus the Series X or the PlayStation 5 is huge. I think it's impressive what you get for $500. There's no question. What the Series X and what the PlayStation 5 can offer you is immense. And I don't understand why people keep on trying to harp about the Series S. For what you get for $300, that is incredible. Incredible. All you got to do is look and see what Nintendo is doing to you. Ugh. Anyway, let me go ahead and let's get to our last topic. Did anybody else want to address? Because Ham, I don't think you finished addressing about what our last topic was right here, or the topic that we're in right now.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go to you first on this one anyway. And that is talking about in which it's with the light note. What out of the games that you played, did you play Forza yet? Did you play Cyberpunk? Did you play Assassin's Creed? What if you played Forza, what is your initial thoughts? If you played Assassin's Creed, give me your thoughts on any of these games if you played them yet. And out of those games, if you played all of them, which one is the standout for you?
Specifically Forza,
Cyberpunk, yeah, Assassin's Creed.
I've only played some of Cyberpunk.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. I mean, because I started a new character, so I really don't have a whole lot to say. I mean, I'm at the beginning of the game, and I got and I literally haven't even leveled up my character yet. I have like 6 level ups or 7 level ups, and I haven't done anything with them. So this is the wrong question for me, bruh.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, I mean, I just a question. Okay, so did you try Forza?
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. Since you asked. I'm trying to make these subscription services work for me.
I know. I kind of, when you said that about Assassin's Creed, I said, "Oh, you got that service." I'm telling you.
Well, see, I mean, I don't have the service for Assassin's Creed yet. I'm waiting for Avatar to drop.
Okay.
So I can eat that, Motorfest, and Assassin's Creed simultaneously.
Let's go.
And I'm waiting for Forza because I was just like, man, I've already done this enough times, getting these early premium things. Like real talk, I don't feel anywhere near done with Starfield yet. I just beat Cocoon, like I said yesterday. And I mean, I have plenty of a backlog. So do I need to buy something that's coming out in like 4 days? I think I'm all set.
Okay, so what about Cocoon? Since that is a new game that just came out, so how was that?
It was hot. It was real hot.
Okay.
It's like an indie game, but I mean, it is an indie game, but it's pretty deep, like in the sense of a game like Scorn or something like that. You're going to be doing a lot of puzzles.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a lot of puzzles to that game. A lot of like, I don't know. It seems pretty easy, then it just like gets harder and harder. And usually, games do that, right? But like you start to forget things that you could do in the game because it's getting like it teaches you kind of how to maneuver the things, but it really doesn't give you a cue on what you need to do. So it can be so it can get long and quiet and a little frustrating at times. Like Scorn was even, Scorn was very much like that too. You're running around, you don't know. I don't know how many people I heard complain about Scorn saying, I didn't know what to do. I was just running around and I just ended up putting it down and never played it again. No, I beat Scorn, loved it. Beat Cocoon, loved it. If you're into those types of puzzle games that just kind of keep your mind moving, get you a little get you a little frustrated, but at the same time, that this isn't gonna be no 40-hour game. This is like a 4-hour game, 6-hour game, like just knowing that is enough to be able to be like, oh, I'll give this game a try. It can't be too bad. It's a nice lull game. Great Game Pass on the go type of game. Like I'd highly recommend it if you're sitting at the DMV or something like that. Like this game is hot. It's pretty nice. I put it up there. If Vampire Survivors is an A, this one is like a B- to a B.
Okay. All right.
Because I give Vampire Survivors high regard. Very high regard.
Yes, you do.
I thought that game was amazing.
Yes, you do. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Viper, what about you? Have you had a chance to play any of these games that came out here this week?
Of course not. I've been busy.
I'm just asking, brother. Just asking.
But
okay.
The thing is that with the Assassin's Creed, I'll get that at a later date. I'm waiting for the price to go down. And no, I'm not going to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus. I've already got Game Pass. I'm not subscribing to another thing.
I do not regret it. I do not regret it. I love my subscriptions now. I am all in. All in.
I'll like I said, I'll stick with my Game Pass Ultimate because I'm using my points for that. I'm not even paying for it. I've been using my points this whole time. So, with Starfield being so huge, Cyberpunk, I need to start Cyberpunk from the beginning because I didn't even get far anyway. So I'll wait until I get the DLC. Then I'll start it from scratch. Let's see. Forza, I'm not doing the early access. I'll wait till that comes out on the 10th, I think. Was it the 10th or the
9th.
The 10th?
The 9th or the 10th, yeah.
Okay, so I'll wait for that to come out on the 10th, not doing early access. So yeah, I'm just gonna deal with the backlog that I've got now. Because as a Game Pass subscriber, you have a backlog. And with me having over 989 games in my library, I truly do have a backlog. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to play right now.
It's funny you say that, Dark Lord, because you say that's the problem. You ain't gonna buy for Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox. It's $15 a month, bruh. I got my subscriptions, but I also just bought like 10 extra games. So, I mean, it's not like I'm not still buying games. I still am. So, even though I bought Skyrim again, which I'm pretty pissed off about, but because I want to get this ultimate mod on there that I seen and so I couldn't get it through Windows. I had to get it through Steam. So I had to do so I bought that damn thing again for the 5th time. So anyway, but that's funny. But that's what I'm saying. Like I bought 10 games this month, 10 extra games on top of the games that we got on Xbox, on top of the games that I got on PC, on top of the games that I got through EA Access, also through what I now since I've signed up to what's his name Ubisoft. So I mean, look, man. Yeah.
Is he trying to poor shame us? He says,
yeah. He's trying to pour shame. Like, look, ain't nobody. Listen, I'm not rich or nothing like that, but I'm damn sure. Like, it's one of those things where those narratives where the people will say because you will choose to pay a subscription, you don't want to buy or support the game. That's a lie, because even if you're paying the subscription, you are still supporting the game. I don't understand that, but anyway, let's keep it moving. Go ahead.
I don't get people like that, because the thing is that the subscription service is there to help you save money. With the prices of the games going up so much, the subscription service is there to be to ease the burden on our pockets.
Absolutely.
So
I don't. And also make an argument it's curbing the inflation of games to some degree too.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. So. Because, I mean, my God, who wouldn't want to save money when it comes to their favorite hobby?
There's a reason why people that are rich are frugal.
Exactly. Thank you.
I'm not saying I'm rich, but I'm not, which I'm not. But just saying.
No, you bought 10 games. You just showed you.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I bought 10 games now. Yes, but still, yeah. I'm gonna need my intervention again, Don. The problems are happening again. So, anyway.
But I just said to you guys that I have over 980 games in my library.
Let's go.
Just for Xbox alone.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's been accumulating over the years, but who else would have something like that? People who actually go out and buy their games. So I don't know where he's coming at with that we're begging for money, that we have no job.
No, he's just trying to get under your skin. It's no
he said he's playing, so let's just keep it moving.
No, it's not just him. There's been other people like this. It's like the Sony fanboys who say, "Oh, you don't have money, that's why you can't get the $70 games." I got Game Pass. I'm gonna get the games day one. You can't with PlayStation Plus.
Some of them they can.
There's some people that they have Disney Plus and still buy Marvel movies, right? Like
exactly.
Like you can't judge that book by its cover. Like it's not a big deal. Like it's just noise. You gotta ignore the noise sometimes.
Yeah.
Man.
So back to the topic. My bad. I just wanted to make. I just like what? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so was there any other? Well, I guess we was done. Let's go to you, Dark. What you shaking your head for? What are you shaking your head for?
Because you do this every time, dude.
What? I do.
And then he blames it on us, right? And then he blames it on us why the show takes so long, right?
I'm answering you the question. What games was it that you played, and what games stood out for you that came out this week? I know that you played Assassin's Creed. You said you wanted to talk about it. You was excited about it. I know you didn't play Forza, so go ahead, talk about it.
I also played Cocoon as well.
Nice.
Same as Ham, so which was absolutely agree with Ham. It was an awesome game. Absolutely. I think definitely worth a playthrough. I played it through Game Pass. I didn't buy it. Oh man, I didn't buy it.
Man,
now
Dark over here losing it right
He's
now.
losing it, man.
I can see your Twitter feed blowing up right now. What you doing over there?
What are you doing?
So poor, you need to spend money on your game.
You know the Hollywood strike is like, man, I got to stretch my dollar.
Exactly. That's what it is, man. I gotta stretch the dollar.
You gotta stretch that dollar.
Wait, speaking of that Hollywood strike, don't forget that could also affect games too.
Yeah, it could.
You could try.
But yeah, I've been playing. I played a Cocoon. I had a blast playing that. Didn't finish it yet, but I'm definitely gonna try to finish that.
You could try.
Gosh, man, so much out right now. Forza I didn't play, because I'm not a racing. Everybody knows. And I played I wouldn't, I'm not gonna go play something I'm not interested in. Try to finish that. Gosh, man. And then I played Assassin's Creed, and I've been playing that right now. I stopped playing Baldur's Gate 3 simply because it's such a long game. There's so much to do in that game. It's almost ridiculous at this point. I'm in the third act, which I really do feel like it's great. And the third act kind of fell off from the first two acts.
Snap.
The first two acts were amazing.
Yeah, I heard about that. About that third act. Yeah.
At times when you're playing through the third act, so I'm kind of like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just gonna jump into Assassin's Creed instead and play that.
How you liking it so far?
I'm having a blast, dude. It's absolutely like there's elements of like the Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla trilogy, but then there's also that stealth from the original, games like, Assassin's Creed 2, 3, all those games. So like it kind of brings both of those types of games together and makes it into this Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely a fun game. I know that it's kind of getting these mixed reviews and stuff like that, but I think as a fan of the Assassin's Creed games, I think it's an absolute worth a buy, in my opinion, or even just getting Ubisoft Plus if you don't feel like buying it. Go there, get it for whatever. I think, but you can just download it right for free or whatever through there. So I think right now Assassin's Creed is in a good spot, but I also feel like I like like you, K-Mega, like I feel like I like the like Origins, and like as I'm playing this game, I'm thinking about Origins and Odyssey as I'm playing the game. So I'm thinking to myself, was this kind of the right fit for them to go back to this Assassins kind of thing? But at the same time, I'm enjoying the game, though,
It's in Iraq, so it's gonna basically remind you of Part 1.
Right.
Because Part 1 was in Jerusalem.
It reminds me of Part 1, but it also reminds me of Origins.
Well, it's following the story of Valhalla. So, because so that I don't know if you played Valhalla, but
I did.
Yeah. So that's what makes
I played every single Assassin's Creed. I loved every single Assassin's Creed except for Revelation.
Do you think there's room for both styles?
I do.
I absolutely think that there's room.
Interesting.
For both of them.
Yeah, because like instead of just like doing one or the other, like alternating is what I'm thinking is what they could do with the series.
I really hope that that's what they do. They alternate between making the open RPG type of Assassin's Creed and then making that more traditional type of Assassin's Creed. So I'm excited for the franchise and see where it's going. I know that we still kind of like we don't it's gonna do next because this game just came out. So I'm excited for what's to come down the pipeline, but I do definitely feel like they do need to keep that open RPG style of Assassin's Creed. Those games are fun as well.
And how does that game work with the DualSense? Does it work good over there?
Yeah, it doesn't have the DualSense like features and stuff, but it definitely feels like a regular game. Like
okay. I was just curious.
All right. Good deal. All right, let's go to you, Sir X-Man. What is it that you've been playing? I already know one. It might be the only. What? I'm pretty sure you haven't played Assassin's Creed, so it had to be just Forza. Your thoughts?
I had to stop. That's the only game that made me stop Starfield. And that's where I've been. I got 14 and a half hours in on Forza already. I ain't stopping. I'm enjoying it, dude. It's better than what these people out there are putting out there, dude. Way better. I'm trying to be nice. But no, the game is just, it messes everything. And I didn't know much about the progression system, but now that I'm playing it and working with it, I actually like it because it makes it fair. Even when you go to multiplayer, the progression system makes the game fair for a car. And that is phenomenal. And one thing I love, and I know you love, K-Mega, you level up as long as you're driving somewhere. It doesn't even matter.
I love the new system.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And even if you do the free race, the practice track, the driving race and stuff like that, just to see, unless you don't rent a car, but you own the car, you still level up when you're practicing on tracks to get to know it. And that's awesome. And this time in Forza, we know what I love? Your coins are separated. Your money, your credits are totally separate from the credits that you get for the parts. It's two different things.
Yep.
So that's awesome right there. So you can save your in-game credits to buying a car instead of buying a part over and over again with your credit when you know you were close to getting the money to buy a car. I'm like, man, I need to upgrade this. I got to take some money out of my credit now. No, that other credit is separate. And that's one of the perks that I love about the new mechanics. And the handling. Oh, my God, the handling. The minute I loaded in Forza, I still got to do some configurations with the pedals and stuff like that. But it automatically recognized all three screens, dude. All three screens. I had to make a slight adjustment to switch it to 580. They got 587. They don't have the 590 for all three screens. But it just worked flawlessly, man, perfectly. And I was like, wow. And I'm running it at 60 frames a second.
Let's go.
You can't, it's hard to beat that, dude. Yeah. I mean, and you playing on PC and Xbox with double cloud save. So when I go over there, when I just feel like sitting in the chair and not sitting in the rig, I switch it to, I'd have to change my settings for the skills and stuff like that for what level I put it on. But other than that, man, that's it. And I just jump right in. I mean, how many games can do that, man? How many games can
play
do
anywhere
that? It's a monster.
It's a phenomenon, man. That's what's got me going crazy again.
And it's even on Steam, right? So because it's on Steam also, you play with Steam players, but they're still in the Xbox ecosystem. So all you got to do is sign, you know how you do Steam. If you got a friend on Xbox, you can just tap them in if they're on your friends list on Steam, and you can just jump in and play with them. You know, that's an awesome feature. So it's able to be played in multiple places and with multiple friends. If you want to use Steam in the way they got it set up, you know, it's perfect. Or you can use the Xbox app. You know, I mean, the game is amazing, looks amazing, handles great. You know, once you figure out the new handling for the Forza, because it's not like your old Forza physics. It is not. It is totally brand new. You can't just slam on the gas in a corner and just go. You can't just slam on the brakes in the corner. You have to feather your brake and feather your acceleration in this version, just like they do in mostly all sim games. You know, so when you got all your stuff off, you got to treat it like a real car. And how a real
when you
car
cut
would
it off,
react.
it's not as bad as Project Cars, but it is.
Well, I played with wheel with Project Cars. It was different for me.
Project Cars is perfect with a wheel, but on controller,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
No,
but,
absolute garbage.
When I turned everything off, I said, "Oh my God, no way!" And I had to say, "No, let me turn this up. Let me turn this on. Let me turn." But the ABS is off, and my what's off. Of course, the lines and all that. It's off. The rewind.
I use brake line for right now, especially on newer tracks to get a feel. But when I get used to the track, I always turn it off. Yeah, that's just how to get the feel of the new forces. Usually, once I get used to it, I turn them off because every track that they build in every Forza, the race line is always a different consistency on every Forza game. So I just use brake line. I don't use race line. I need to learn where the brake progression is going to come from and whether to feel and whether I know where it's going to drift off and where I can hang on and go a little loose and crazy for a minute in a corner. Once I figure that out on a track or that track configuration, how they got it, where the ground and the level, because the level changes when you take corners here. Yeah. They just don't stay flat. So once I learn that progression, I turn everything off and then just go with it from there. Plus, I'm still trying to, like I said, configure my pedals right. The wheel works fine, but I just need to figure out my pedals. And then I get my gated shifter working. I'm good. I'll be good.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you really enjoyed it because you've been waiting for it.
God, how long have I been waiting for
Don, you're last, and I'm going to tell you all the games that I bought here in the last 2 weeks. You're going to say you're
Jesus
a maniac.
Christ.
It's more
all
than
20 games, K-Mega. Don't say all 20 games. He ain't going to blow his mind.
I said 10. I said 10 at first, but it's more than 10.
Just choose a game and play it.
I know.
Slow down, Turbo.
I know I got to slow down. I lose my damn mind. But anyway, Don, what have you been playing? Have you played Forza yet? What is? I know that you've been on Starfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm on that Starfield grind, trying to get it done. I'm at the point where I'm kind of the new game smell of Starfield has worn off, and I'm just like, I got to finish it, just get it done and over with. That's kind of where I'm at. Plays better than any other Bethesda game I've ever played, but I've never liked a Bethesda game, so it's kind of in a weird spot. I enjoy it.
We're the same way. Yep.
I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like.
Well, you like Doom. You like Doom.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the scale bound, not scale bound, but like the
Skyrim. The RPG
Skyrims
stuff,
and the Oblivions, like, because that's the team that does this, right?
Yeah,
so it's that style of RPG. I'm not. No, it's not my cup of tea. But this is one I enjoyed more out of all of them. So, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm tired of the character staring through my soul every time I talk. That cowboy guy. I want to strangle him. He's
the one with the scars.
He is the most annoying NPC ever, like companion in a game. I hate him with a passion. But there's other parts of the game are good, so like it kind of overshadows that. So, but like I'm trying to get through it. That's where I'm at on my streaming series. I'm on my channel. I've been streaming that and trying to get through it. I tried like the whole pirate storyline, and now I've gone over to the outside of the pirate storyline. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do the main mission stuff and just in kind of beeline through it at this point. But I have played Forza. I don't own a copy yet. And I didn't get a preview version of it yet. So I want to buy the $100 version, but right now it snuck up on me, so I'm just gonna play on Game Pass until I buy the full version. But I got a chance to play it because there's a friend of mine that got a whole racing sim set up, and he was having problems getting his steering wheel and everything all dialed in. I spent about
that's my problem, working on that stuff.
I spent about 3 to 4 hours to get all that dialed in with the wheel. It's not quick, and it's different per wheel that you have. He has the Moza wheel, And so it's really hard to kind of understand like what's going on with the front wheel when it understeers and the wheel pushes out on a wheel. So you have to like dial these settings just right so you can get a feel what's going on underneath you. Once you get that, the game comes alive for sure. And so after I got it dialed in, played about an hour or two of it. And I'm like, okay, I'm all in. I'm waiting for it to come out on the 10th, and I'll just play it then. So,
all right, nice. All right. Well, as for me, I've been on Forza. I've been on. Well, I might as well just go through it. Okay, so I picked up a Star Wars Track Resurgence. I picked up River Girls 1. River Girls 2, River Girls 0. Picked up Cyberpunk, the DLC part. I picked up Mortal Kombat 1. I've picked up. I'm going through it now. I picked up Immortality because I've been wanting to because I really enjoyed that game. Oh, there was another game too called because I like those like story type of games. It's called and something. I have to look at it. I picked up the Callisto Protocol. I picked it up on a really good deal. So I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and risk it all on that. I finally bought Battletoads, so I own Battletoads.
Battletoads.
Yeah.
Don't you have the Rare collection?
I do, but I'm talking about the Battletoads that came out a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago, 4 years ago.
Oh, the cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon cell shading. Yeah,
gotcha.
I picked up this game called After Image. I picked that up, and then I also picked up Myth Force. I picked up Thunder Ray. I picked up this old classic game that's called Soul Divide. I picked up Forza. Okay, I had to do that. And there was one more. I can't find it right now, and that's a damn shame. I can't remember. Bramble. I bought Bramble. Oh no, and then there's another one. I picked up because I haven't got a chance to play the other one. Dark, can you help me with the name with that the one with the 100 heroes, the one that's coming out, the prequel? I mean the one before that.
Eden Chronicles?
Yes, I picked that up. So I bought that. So that was what I bought.
So a little something behind the scenes. Me and you.
Oh yeah, Maya and the Dragon Princess. That's the other one too. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show a little something behind the scenes. Me and Yobi had a conversation, and Yobi wanted to know what to get you for your birthday. Right?
Yeah.
And he wanted to get you some hard drives.
Because
he needs some hard drives, and I knew you bought new hard drives.
I did.
And obviously, you have too much damn hard drive space.
No, I don't.
It's obvious now. It's damn obvious.
Full. All of
too
my
much hard drive space.
All my 3 hard drives are 90 plus right now. They're done. They're toast.
So Yobi got you the fans with the lights. So
yes,
you go oons in your in your gaming room.
Yes.
And he was gonna get you a hard drive, but I told him he's got too much damn hard drive space. He's good.
Oh,
I was
man.
right.
I don't have enough space. They're full.
No.
But I love what I got.
Buying too much damn games. If I give you more hard drive space, you're gonna be buying another 10 games that you can't play.
That's why I went ahead. For me, I went ahead and I got those services because I was like, I'm tripping. I'm
appreciating your support in the industry as somebody that indirectly benefits from it. I appreciate it.
Yes.
But you have to look out for your own shit, man.
I know. I just but I mean, now granted, a lot of these games were discounted. These games, I got these for really good deals. I don't just go and buy games brand new off the clip. These were budgeted
You're
games.
Your PC library too. I know how it is.
Right. So, the play anywhere thing is made me lost my mind because most of those games that I mentioned are play anywhere except for like Callisto Protocol. But Callisto Protocol, I got it for $12. So I was like, I'm copping, So I mean, what am I going to do with that $12? But go to like McDonald's or some shit like that, which I'm still on my diet, so I need to not do it. So. Now I could give me some Starbucks, give me some liquid crack, but no, but you know,
that's worse than McDonald's.
It's delicious. My white chocolate mocha. Anyway, but
Yes, sir. White chocolate mocha, baby.
Yes, sir.
But that's what he just called Dark Autonomous.
Yeah, he said you just listen to a bunch of fire games, going to keep you busy for you. Right, and that's what I do. When I have my moment where I just get hunkered down and then have my gameplay and just move around, and then like when I actually get back to streaming again, good God, I have plenty to stream. And let's not forget either, I still got to finish streaming the game that I started streaming from EA, which is I like Immortals of Avium. I think that game is fire.
Oh, that got a huge update with the FSR 3 stuff.
Yeah, I know.
And I think DSL 3.5 is out now.
Yeah, I got it on Forza now.
Oh, really? Is it on there now?
Yeah, okay, it's in Forza on PC. Yeah,
I'm ready for. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But you can take advantage of those because those games are, I believe, are some of the first ones to support that. That and the what was the other Sony game that you got on PC that was it was the chick.
Oh, Horizon Forbidden West?
No,
which one?
It's the other one. There was a lot of controversy. A lot of people didn't like the performance of it when it launched.
Are you talking about The Last of Us? Forspoken. Oh yeah, Forspoken plays amazing.
Well, Forspoken's got some new updates to make it play even better.
Really? Because I beat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it has FSR 3 they added, which you can use even though you have a NVIDIA card. And I don't know if it got DLSS 3.5 update yet, but yeah, those two particular games are they got some updates. So
okay, all right, good.
You just want to fart around and check it out.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, no, Play Anywhere made me lose my damn mind. I just I just feel bad that I ain't spend enough time with my fighters, which it's crazy because in November Naruto comes, and then of course the daddy of them all, Tekken, comes in January. So that will be everything will be put to bed when Tekken drops. That is a fact. So anyway, all right, guys.
Tomb Raider.
No, you'll be playing Tomb Raider? I won't be playing nothing but Tekken. I might.
Oh, by the way, Redfall is running 60 frames a second smooth on PC, and it looks good.
Good deal.
I mean, it really looks.
I played it for about 10 minutes before I started the show, but I didn't get enough to say if it was that much of an improvement or not. So I will definitely check it out. But anyway, guys, let's get out of here. I was trying to get out of here 30 minutes ago, but like Dark said, I must have went on a rant and for about 3 minutes, and then now it's just kicked us into almost our 3-hour mark. But we're getting out of here. So let's go in and thank well, he's not our guest, but he don't come here all the time. Let's hear from Don. Where can they find you at, brother? Man, appreciate it as always when you come through. Say what's up, man. Really do look forward to it when we get to talking with Devin the Gamer and all that. So man, hit him up. Let him know.
So I have two channels. One is the Don KTR, which is kind of my talking head channel, traditional YouTube content, and then I have a streaming channel which is the Don Gaming Live, where I do live streams. I feel it's important to not just talk about games, actually show that you play them. And so that's where all that happens. So I try to keep them separated because some people are interested in live content, some people are interested in the other stuff. So follow whatever interests you in the most, and I'm on that grind. I'm on that what is it, viewership grind? How many watch hours now? So that's the next move for the streaming channel. So
nice, excellent stuff. All right, man, go check him out. His link is in the description. You can see it under the Devin the Gamer in the description. So go check him out. Go support. Go sub, man. All right, Ham Solo, man, you did it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to pick on you too much because you said you had a headache, but you know what I'm saying? We got through it. So where can they find you at, brother?
Nah, yeah, it was a pretty good show all in all. That was cool. Yeah, you can find me on here every Friday and this upcoming Monday for the crossover podcast that me and K Mega do.
On your channel this time, right?
Well, yeah, we were on my channel the last time. So
was on my channel this week. God,
yeah,
dang,
I had the question of the day. Remember that?
That's
took like an hour and a half to get.
That's
through.
right.
It was ridiculous. It was
right.
wild. It was a good show. That was a really good show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
But yeah, this coming Monday, we'll be back here on K Mega's channel. But you can find me on my channel, TSWS Gaming. We're on the hunt to 1,000 subscribers. We're near around 800. I don't like to say that I hit 800 yet completely until I get to at least like 820 or something like that.
You get that buffer.
Yeah. Right now it's just like, I think technically right now it's 801, but yeah, whatever. But anyways, I mean, you are definitely clouding my moment with garbage right now. He said, let me put this trash bag on my head. That's what K Mega decided to do. So go ahead and take the mic back, K Mega. Finish up your show.
Let's go.
The Longhorns can come through and finish all up tomorrow.
Nah, son, we looking to be 6-0
out of Texas.
No. We run Texas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do. We run Texas.
From Texas.
Nah, shit, no. We like my grandfather said, we take the women and we leave the children with the men. But that's it. That's all we like in Texas is the women.
That sounds demented, but okay.
Well, that's what we do. Anyway, all right, man.
You guys are just some sick animals over in Oklahoma.
You goddamn right.
No good bastards.
I've been called that quite a few times in my lifetime.
You got to question why it keeps coming up, is what you're saying.
Right. I got to question it. Viper, man, appreciate you coming through, man. You sounded good and vibrant. What's happening with you, man? Where can they find you at, brother? Uh-oh. I said he was sounding good and vibrant, but now
dark
he's
down, and I wonder if Viper is still there.
Viper's gone, man. Viper's out of there.
He's taking pictures for his OnlyFeast channel.
All right, Dark Optimus,
killing one person at a time over there.
Well, yeah, what? Yep, just he's doing
one
the
person
hospital
at a time.
One slow
necklace and everything.
Yeah. He's got it all. Viper. I mean, I said Viper. Dark Optimus. Are you there? Are you eating?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I don't know. I didn't know if you was going to cuss me out too. I didn't know, man. I'm a little nervous.
He's playing
right
Game
now.
Pass. He doesn't want to be seen right now.
That's right. He don't want the stands to see him playing greatness. Anyway, where can they find you at, brother?
You guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Anonymous. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation, the same name. You guys can also find me on the next podcast every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also check me out here on GRG every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And as always, K Mega. But it's a blast podcasting.
I love it, man. I do. I'm glad that you joined us, man. It's been definitely a treat. It's going to be.
You should get more views now that me and Sir X-Men got into it earlier.
It did kick up a little bit. It did kick up by 10, 15 views.
People are like, what's going on in this podcast?
But also too, this streams live on Twitter, so we get views there too. So you know what I'm saying. I keep around my averages, So I looked at. I've been checking that out. We'll
I can tell
definitely
you
keep
right
pushing
now,
more.
if Sir X-Men wasn't a friend, it would be way worse.
Oof.
So you know.
Oof. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, every husband and wife has an argument every now and then.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa,
the question is, who's the husband, who's the wife?
Who's the wife? Whoa. All right. So
I'll let Sir X-Man answer that one.
Yeah, Sir X-Man, where can they find you at? And man, who's the man, who's the woman in this relationship? I need to know.
Well, he ain't paying me enough money, so I gotta leave him. But
Wait, you just called him your side piece?
See you a side piece?
Yeah, the side
Oh my God, we gotta get
what the AMG say, bitch better have my money. But but nah, I'll just be floating around, everyone. I'm just enjoying some Xbox gaming time while I can. That's all.
Yep.
Nah, you be all right.
No.
It's so late in the show.
No, it's not. GRG gets yellow check mark every week now.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Thank you for that last one. We was coasting. We was coasting.
No, we threw some F-bombs out there.
Well, no. That's in the middle of the show. We can do that, but at the end, at the beginning, and at the end, and always at the end.
Oh, that's when they live for you now.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they getting ridiculous, dude.
Here, I can fix it for you. You just do this.
Yeah, you know what?
Switch back. It's all good.
Yeah. Switch it back. Anyway, all right, guys. The last poll that we had, it said, "Will Redfall make a comeback?" It's tied 50-50. So that just tells you nobody knows. But anyway, guys, appreciate it. Thank you for coming out and checking out the GRG podcast. We will be live next week. Hopefully, we'll have a guest or two. Maybe we might get King Thrash to actually come out here and be on the show, so he can grace us with his presence, because like I said, can't wait to hear what he has to say. If not, then we'll be trying to work to bring somebody else on, man. But anyway, listen, this has been a great show. Everybody have a good one. It is 11 p.m. here at the Lord's time. It's still time to go hit the spots. You know what I'm saying? Go enjoy yourself. Listen, I got to live through y'all because I am a married man, happily married. So therefore, enjoy yourself. Be safe, strap it up, and enjoy that pants off dance off.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.